So we're going to be working with the existing videos that I have on my channel that have been around. So for example, this one has been around since October 28th, 2017. And we can see from the tag information that for this term here, quality through quantity, which is also a part of my title, that I do have a ranking of number 2, but we can see that there's not much else happening with the rest of the tags. Plus I've only used about 285 of 500 character space that I'm allowed for the tag. So we want to improve on this, right, Andrew? So our first step was we're going to, well, we could work at tuning the title as well, right?
So let's just break this down. Let's break this down. So
sure.
First, we were going to talk about how if this was a new upload. Let's take this at the view that this is a new upload. Okay, Gord? Let's go with that.
For the start.
The first thing you need to make sure, and this goes to anyone, is this a searchable title? Is this something that people are looking for? And Gord, go ahead and click on quality through quantity, the tag, so we can bring up the Tag Explorer. So if you don't know, with this, you can bring up Tag Explorer to see, are people searching for this? And so Gord, we are seeing that this keyword score is 47, which means there's a decent amount of competition, but this keyword is searched so often that it's worth targeting. So you asked me, should you change the title? It's not bad, but could it be better? That is always the question we are going to ask. So yes, is this what we are looking for, quality through quantity? Yes, I think that's what you're hitting, but I would say, are you ranking for it? And we know this tag, you're ranking number 2. So go ahead and show that that's Gord.
Right. So just one other comment.
You can do that through results to show your ranking.
I was just going to say one other comment. So here we are. My video is number 2 here. But I just wanted to mention one other item was that score that we had. So to go back to the score, I would just close this, right?
No, just you can hit summary. Summary in the tabs.
Yeah, that's right, where we were. Okay. That score, when I originally created the video, was a higher number, much higher number. So what's happened over time is it's kind of lessened in I guess, the relative score, relevancy score.
So what happens, and I mentioned this at the beginning, is YouTube has this new feature that shows newer uploads above the current set of ones that are no longer new. So what that means is they want to give a boost to new uploads because new uploads are going to be more relevant to a topic than videos that are, let's say, as old as October of 2017, this is now an older upload. So at first, you're being blinded by that new tag on YouTube, which promotes your video higher. What we're seeing now is the true ranking. I'm not sure. Can they hear us on the chat? I want to make sure. Professor Nez, it was a great opportunity to meet you at Vid Summit. Hope to see you again this year.
So Andrew, I'm going by what feedback you're seeing there in the chat right now.
Yes. So don't worry. We just stay here, Gord. I will let you know. Yep, they can hear. No worries. We're good.
Okay, that's great.
So now that we have that established, that Gord was right. He did originally rank higher for this, but that was because of the bias of the new YouTube tag they add. So
okay, so now we want to improve on that.
Yes. So you asked me, should you change the title? Well, my first question is, Gord, does this answer a searchable question? Quality through quantity.
Yeah, yes. And the message being that I just wanted to share. Oh, we can't see the description.
You can close out of this now.
Okay, yeah. So we can close out of this. What does quality? So you can see here in my description. What does quality mean to you as a YouTube creator? What's a good approach to improving your video quality? So does just pumping out a volume, i.e. quantity of videos, mean that you're producing good quality? So the point of what I was trying to say through this video is that the more that you produce, your quality is going to improve, in the long run. So we get better as we go. So that's the concept of being able to improve yourself and make better videos as you produce more.
And so my question is, does your title convey that? Well, it's great that your description does.
It needs more focus. It needs a little more focus to imply that.
Yes. So my main thing is you're already ranking of quality through quantity on YouTube. We see that for number 2. And Check It Media says, nice title, but doesn't say much for me. Not very clickable for me. I won't search like this. Quality through quantity ranked number 2 on video search in Google, which is what I told, which is like I'm saying.
Hmm.
So this isn't necessarily searchable per se,
Right.
but we know that he is ranking for quality through quantity on YouTube.
Hmm.
I would say keep that, but then I would recommend let's add to this. Let's put
Yes.
either a dash or a hyphen or something
Yeah.
to make this a little bit more specific, right?
Right.
And the recommended practice, and you can see while Gord is, typing and as we work through this, a best practice feature right there. And through it, one of the best practices, and this is all through YouTube, is to have a title between 20 to 70 characters. And as you can see, Gord, we have 35 characters, so we're not hitting over 70,
Right.
but we are over 20. So let's try to focus this a little more.
Okay.
So what are we trying to say with this video? What's a good approach to improving your video quality, right? That's what you put in the description.
Yeah. So just what is a good approach to improving your, if that's just a question to get people interested.
But you see, it may be a question to get people interested, but it says kind of what you're trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we put hyphen or dash?
Mm-hmm.
What matters more for a YouTube creator? And see, YouTube made it too long. So what matters more? Let's get rid of YouTube and just say creator. Or we could just say what matters more for YouTube. Actually, let's do what matters more for YouTube. I think that's a little more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know in the chat what you think. Okay, so check it media. The reason I would say don't add the year is if you're going for evergreen piece of content like what this is, the year is going to be irrelevant in 2019. So if I'm looking up what is quality through quantity on YouTube more important, adding a year would then make it only relevant as a viewer standpoint. Oh, well, that was 2016. Let's say you put 2016. That's 2 years ago. That's not relevant as much anymore. And YouTube's going to say, okay, this video has told me it's 2 years old. So you can put that in the metadata, in the tags, but as the title, you want people to click on it and you want them to believe it's relevant. But even in the tags, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. So we have quality through quantity on YouTube. What matters more for YouTube? Well, we're getting it from Check It Media that says, do you want more quality through quantity on YouTube? Joe Roderick says, this is so last year, LOL. So, do you like this title, Gord?
Well, it's long, and
but
we
it's
are
still
asking
within
them
the
what
70.
matters more, so it does give a little more clarity.
Mm-hmm.
Because quality through quantity on YouTube, by adding the qualifier "what matters more" on YouTube, it's showing you it's a debate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that could work.
And with that, I would say since your target keyword is quality through quantity on YouTube, let's explore that again, right?
Okay. So what do you want
Just
me to
go
do?
ahead and click on the tag number 2. Remember, you can bring up Tag Explorer by clicking on it.
And then, are you saying we'll update this?
Yeah, well, we're going to go ahead and see. We're going to use Tag Explorer so we can look at similar tags that will then show. No, you don't have to explore again. On most used tags, just scroll through that. Good. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to look at tags that are going to be relevant to this for us. Now, some of these may not be relevant. These are just things that people are searching for in conjunction with this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we see quality through quantity on YouTube. People are looking at quality versus quantity. That's maybe not so.
That doesn't add any value.
None of these are really, they're relevant, but they're not you're not going to rank well for them. And that's something you kind of have to decide for on your video. Mm-hmm. Is quality important on YouTube? Well, that's a lot more relevant to what we're looking for. So I'd say go ahead and click on that, Gordon. Let's look at that. So you see, is quality important on YouTube? That works. So let's look at this because we may get more. And as we can see, we don't have this tag added, but it has a decent amount of competition and is worth targeting. So in order to add this tag, Gord, go ahead and go to the action and change action from copy to clipboard to insert in the video, right? Because now that's a more relevant tag.
Okay, so I'll click insert, and we had space anyways to add tags, right?
What was that?
I just clicked insert.
Yes.
Okay,
So now we're going to keep, and it was added. So now we're going to keep looking. So quality versus quantity on YouTube. I
hear you.
All right. So I would say go ahead and let's click on it and see, is it good for us to target? If not, then we'll move on, but we'll see. It's fair, right?
Yeah.
So it has a lot of competition. Even though this keyword is fairly competitive, it's seen searched so often, it's probably worth targeting. So this would be, we'll add it, but if we're not ranking for it, we're not going to mind too much, because what that means for us is that even though there's a lot of competition, it is still being searched. So we're not going to be hurt if this doesn't rank. We're just going to move on. Yeah. A lot of times people will get so absorbed in one tag, they can't let it go. So they'll try to make it work, even though it may not be servicing the video to the best of the ability. It's okay to not rank in a tag. It's not okay to keep trying to rank for a tag you just are not going to be able to perform for.
Mm-hmm.
So, Gord, I'm going to let you go ahead and keep adding things and let me know your thought process. Why are you adding them? So go on.
Okay, well, is quality important on YouTube? This is just another angle to the debate, so that has good potential.
Mm-hmm. So I agree.
So to add that, I'd have to click it in context and then do an insert, right?
Or you can insert it right now. Right.
Yeah, but I can highlight another one if I want. Quantity over quality is another term that would be relevant. There's nothing sort of. Okay, let me just see here. Is quality important on YouTube? Quality over quantity.
So these results, Tag Explorer for YouTube suggestions, not Google suggestions. Thanks. That is correct. But if you do want to see some Google suggestions, go ahead and Gord and show auto suggested, right? You see it in the tabs.
Do I want to insert these first? Let's just
no. It'll keep it. Don't worry. Okay. I wouldn't do anything. It'll still keep it. Auto suggested. Yes. Okay. So this will then show you if it has enough data in both Google and YouTube to add it. Mm-hmm. So I would say insert, and then Joe Roderick says, why don't we go ahead and try, what about good content on YouTube? Try targeting that. So let's explore that, good content on YouTube. So this might be too vague, but we will see. Actually, look, this is a very good keyword to look at, right? So this good content on YouTube is another way to think about, quality versus quantity, because essentially you're wondering about good content, right, Gord?
Yes. How to make good content. It's right here.
And now this is still just another angle to look at this.
Yeah, of course. There's many angles. I think, I guess unfortunately this topic is kind of a vague, not a deep one. I mean, I was thinking of putting in something about a time dimension to the message, but I'm not sure what I'd put in right now for the sake of what we're trying to do to get through this. But let's just say, see what that value.
Thank you for stopping by, Check It Media.
See what value this one would possibly add. How's that?
Yes, and while you're doing that, now that we have a few tags added, this is an older video. So what we want to do, go ahead and hit insert. Yes.
Okay. All right.
And then close out of this. So what we're going to be doing is we want to make sure that these new tags we've added rank. So in order to do that, if he's already ranking for these tags, they will already have a ranked number within TubeBuddy. But because we've just added them, in order for TubeBuddy to refresh the rankings, we're going to do something called sort and auto sorting by rank. So go ahead, Gord, and show that off. You know what to do.
I click on suggest, right?
No, sort.
Sort, sorry.
There you go.
It's right there. Oh.
Now we have a duplicate, so you already have it. So remove.
Okay, auto sort by rank.
Perfect.
Okay, apply and close.
Yes.
So now it's redone.
So if he is ranking for any of those tags, he will show up here. But as we can see, you're not currently ranking for any of these. So we're not going to be too upset about this.
Yeah.
So there's another way to see if he's ranking for any tags that may not be present here. So this is through the TubeBuddy Suggest tool. Go ahead, Gord, and click on Suggest for me. Perfect. Now, Gord, you've used this a little bit, and you can kind of explain what these numbers, like with the eyeball, with the tag, and the description mean. Go for it.
Okay, so this is showing here, for example, the eyes views received from this search term in YouTube. So my video has actually received views, although only 1 for these and 4 for these and 2 based on these titles. So it's potential to see if there's a rank possibility. So here, how to take qualities to quantities. Well, to me, that doesn't really make sense. So I'm not sure I'm excited about that, even though because of the volume of the performance of my video.
But again, Gord, this is an important step. Just
Yes.
because you don't think that's how people are searching doesn't mean that isn't how people are searching. And it doesn't mean how they're finding your video. So simplify what Gord said. The eyeball means how many people found your video through this specific search term. So people are finding your video, Gord, from how to take qualities to quantities. So you may not understand it, but that doesn't mean it's not working.
Right. So I guess it's a value because I still have space to use this as an added value to
absolutely
to my tags. So I already saw the next one here, YouTube quantity over quality would potentially rank at 15 if I were to add that. So that's a positive too. So
let's go ahead and add these though.
So
let's go ahead.
Add that one. We'll add that one, and then quantity and quality info, free video quality, content, quantity.
Well, I don't think you're Roberto Blake, so I don't think of it.
Through quantity, you'll come to create quality. So this is a meaningful.
That's
this is
definitely.
Right on. And
actually, I'd say that might be. I think that might be more accurate to what you were trying to say than what we have. So yes. Again, that might be another angle to even change the title.
Yeah.
And Mike says what we may think / type is not how all type and think, which is a very good point.
That's totally true.
Roberto.
In other words, get myself out of my own way.
Again, I always make this point when people are like, I would never search like that. I'm like, there are 7 billion people on this planet. To think that there aren't people that think differently than you is just kind of, I guess, small-minded.
Yeah. But this is actually the truth. That. Through quantity, you'll come to create quality.
And you see, now do you like that? And do you want to change the title? Because if you do, then that's something we could consider targeting, right?
Yeah, so I would take part of this. I'm not sure I'd totally write the whole part. But as a tag, I want to add for sure, right?
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and add it. And then I'd say close. And let's see if these tags that we see in the suggest.
So here it said the thing that flashed there said tag inserted. So close. So it's now down here, right?
Yep. And then I'd say
sort.
Mm-hmm. Red Rocket Resells is Andrew being a tough guest. We're going to be learning, and the truth can hurt.
Well, there's some really good stuff to come in the next few examples. See, look, now we have a bunch of rankings right away just based on the performance of my video to date. So we added this YouTube quantity over quality and how to take qualities to quantities, and through quantity, you'll come to create quality.
Now, these are all tags we can now explore. So why don't we explore and see if we see other tag suggestions we like?
Yep. So we'll keep this one in mind here. Sorry. This one here as a potential to do an adaptation to the title again, right? Because we weren't totally keen on this. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna explore that one that has the time component, which is most appealing to me. Okay. So I'm not seeing any other time reference or elements yet.
And you may not, because again, people may just not be searching for that. And I know you love that time element, but it may just not be how people are looking for it. And Gord, you've told me personally that you've experienced this with your Camtasia videos, where you know the professional term and you'll call them that, but what happens?
I could be just hollering into the forest because people have not learned the language of something new just yet, and they may reference it by something that they already know. So for example, in Camtasia, when they brought in behaviors in the tool in version 9, it was a totally new term, and to find that, to correlate that to what may have existed in YouTube search terms would be a vacuum. So I actually first started to introduce my behaviors related video under something not about behaviors. It was more leveraging the term animation or animations, right? So that was very interesting at first because, it's called this straightforward in the tool, but no one is searching for it under that yet.
So
So
that's a great example of your own personal struggles. And again, just because you think one way doesn't mean it's how the masses thinks. And again, it goes to the you shouldn't be trying to please the YouTube algorithm. You should be trying to please how people are actually searching, because the objection of a search engine is to give people answers to a question. That's
mhm.
why it says Google results, YouTube results.
Yeah. So Andrew, I think we maybe we should go towards closure here, and I could adapt the title here to integrate some of this about you know, through quality you'll come to create, through quantity you'll come to create quality, but there's so many words of quality and quantity now.
So what I'd say is let's go ahead and sort the tags that are ranking all together. So you know how to do that. Go ahead and hit sort, auto sort by rank. And I'd get rid of that manually, since click cancel, hit cancel. And since it's the last tag, I'd get rid of it, hit X.
Hmm.
Because what I want to do, Gord, and this was a question asked earlier, is how many tags should we put in? I want to make sure this is stuffed with good information before we move on, because you want closure, but we're not ready to move on, Gord.
Okay.
So auto sort by rank. So we
Hmm.
have them all together.
Hmm.
Apply and close.
Yep.
And let's save changes.
Now, just one question. This has a period on the end. Does that matter? Like, would you leave it just because it was found for one search? Like, I'm not
I would
sure.
leave it as it is.
Okay. Like, a period is. Okay, we're going to do a save. That's done.
One or many of your tags is too long, so this is actually an interesting issue. So now we get to figure out which tag is breaking it. It actually may be the grammar in that tag. So I would say add that tag, but remove the grammar, right? So
Oops.
I
Sorry.
would say remove. No. To do that, no. Click on it again. Trust me. Remove the grammar here. So remove the comma and the period, because it might be messing with how YouTube indexes, since it has a
Quality
comma
through
in it.
quantity.
So get rid of the comma, and then get rid of the period,
Okay.
and then insert, close, and get rid of the number one tag up there.
Delete it.
And apparently
Yeah.
it didn't get rid of the comma. So just you're gonna have to type that again.
Huh.
No. You're gonna actually have to type it in. And I'll go ahead and, like anything else, TubeBuddy may not be perfect.
You mean just like,
So
yeah,
I might
okay.
have to
Might be
yeah, just
yeah, something in terms of dealing with okay, so we'll just close this. I copied it. You're just saying so this is it again. We're gonna
so
delete
Mike,
it,
this
and then
is
I'm
a
gonna
video
add
that
it in.
go ahead and do that, Gord.
There.
Mike, you're asking, so best practice would upload a video to YouTube unlisted, then use Tag Explorer to update those tags, then publish? Just asking, thanks. No, because a video cannot rank if it's unlisted. It can only rank if it's public. So you can rank a public video and unlist it later, and it'll still hold some rankings, but eventually they'll leave. They have to be public so YouTube can put it in its algorithm. Unlisted videos only can be shared within its place, so it has to be public. After it's public, as we explained earlier, it'll get that YouTube tag that says new. So that new tag is going, now try saving changes, Gord,
Mm-hmm.
just to make sure that everything is working, because
There we go.
okay, see, it was that grammar. But no, basically, if you upload a video after the first 48 hours, or whenever you upload your next new video, sometimes it lasts a week. YouTube hasn't really officially released it. It will keep a tag that has youtube.com/new. So no, not youtube.com. That's the new layout. So it'll have a tag in the search bar that says new. What that means is this is a new upload and that it's relevant to that content creator. So Gord, why don't we just quickly in a new tab show this? So open YouTube in a new tab. Right there will work, or
Mm-hmm.
wherever you can type in. And let's type in your name into search, right, Gord?
Okay.
Because I want to give this example. It's fun to watch other people work. I'm off to edit once this is over. Well, Joe, thank you so much. Now, if we go scroll down, because Gord hasn't uploaded a new video within that 48-hour period, he doesn't necessarily have a video that shows up new. But
Right.
let's type in Nick Nimmin, who might actually have this
Yeah.
show up, right? Let's type in our buddy Nick. Hashtag TubeBuddy Civil War. I don't stand with Nick. But look right here, 1 day ago. You see that new tag right there?
Yep.
So it's showing up first in results because it's a newer, more relevant video. That's why after the first 48 hours, that's when you should be tagging. That's when you should be targeting. After that, if your video isn't getting you views, and let's say it's been a month, that's when you look back and you re-edit like we're doing here.
Yeah.
That's why Gord and I are editing this video. That said, Gord, let's go back to the video.
Okay, back to the same one. Okay.
Yep.
So
now, go ahead, Gord.
Yeah, it was just we were deciding whether we were going to do something or not to qualify the rest of the title. So, I mean, I'm okay to leave this because I don't have anything I feel any better about right now.
That's fair. And we're still testing it. It's still new. We're not sure how this is going to work.
Right.
So I would say, why don't we go back to suggest and see if we can find any more things you're getting views from and see if you rank for them, right?
Yeah, well, I think we did look at that. A lot of them were just like one view elements.
But still, one view means that's a potential for even more. What that tells you is someone actually clicked through your video to give you that view. So I'd say that's worth looking at. So this isn't suggest. This is the Explorer. I said we'll go to suggest. There we are. Perfect. Gord, you're doing great. Everyone, can we show some love for Gord in the chat as well? Because Gord has been such a trooper. We've had so many technical difficulties, and I even did this when you were on the phone call, but you've been killing it. And Gord, I'm so happy to be here, genuinely.
Well, thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that, and hopefully, I'm going to learn some more about being able to share effectively on Zoom, which I wasn't able to resolve today. But there's always next time too, right?
Exactly. And look right there, how to make quality content in quantity. That definitely describes your video.
That's awesome. And there we
and
go.
You ranked 4, but you see, you were so.
I was ready to move on.
Yeah, because you thought one view wasn't important. All it takes, Gord, you might be the one view that person needs to convince them to do something amazing. One view can mean one person's life you change. So don't take that for granted, Gord. Come on. Think about how many lives
that's
you
a nice one.
Add it. Let's go.
Okay, so we're going to add that guy.
Creating daily content without burnout. Is your video about that? That's an interesting question.
It's not about focus on burnout. No,
so
it's just strictly about the quality, right? There's the one we had before, but it's coming back just because of the semantic issue we had or punctuation issue.
Yes.
Okay,
so
what improving? This isn't spelled right. Okay. No.
Well, that's how someone found it, but I don't know if it's worth targeting because, well, we could explore it, right?
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I'm content with that. Adding
All right.
back.
Creating daily content without burning out. I'm just curious on how that one showed up. Well, this is an info-free video, right, about quality and quantity. So technically, that's not wrong. That suggestion there.
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand that.
Well, just because, I mean, again, let's see if people have found you through it.
Well.
Yeah. I mean, just because we don't understand it doesn't mean. So I'd add it and then we'll explore it later. So add it. And then let's close. And we're going to, and as you see, we're over, and this is a great example, and we talked about this earlier, 537 characters. So we can't save this because we are over. So this is what I'd recommend do before we remove anything. Let's sort it and see if these new tags we've added are ranking, because a lot of people will just remove the old ones. Well, that's not necessarily the best idea. If you're adding new tags, you should make sure that you're ranking for them or that they're going to do positive things for your channel, right? So, all right. We have new tags in real time, folks. He was already ranking for these videos. Keep in mind, he was ranking for these search tags, search phrases. He had no idea, but now he knows, and this helps him target this video for a new audience. So let's sort and put these in order, and then we're going to have to make the hardest decision of a content creator. What tags to remove? And Gord, I'll let you decide your logic on that, because that's a hard word. And we had struggles off air on this too.
Well, I mean, even though this one says 8, I do not understand the meaning of it whatsoever.
Click on it, because again, I said it and I'll say it again. Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it's not bringing results. So hit results. 655,000 videos. There's value there, Gord. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean there isn't.
There I am. The 820.
Again, Gord, get out of your head. You said it earlier.
So are you saying that just because of the search performance of this,
Keep
that
it.
it has value to keep just for that reason? Whereas
Yes.
as compared to some of the other things where there just seems to
These
be,
have gotten you no views. So what value do they bring you is my question.
yeah, so this is
How do
like
we,
too
and you might
unrelated.
ask,
So I'm going to delete a few of these out.
I'd say get rid of quality videos because that just doesn't,
Yeah,
it's a little too
there
generic.
we go. We're right on.
500. Now I'd say leave these other ones since
Yeah,
they're really relevant.
right.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
here's something interesting as well. You remember go ahead and say if you're good.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know if you.
So we learned in Suggest, go ahead and open it one more time for me.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, and if you scroll over to the explanations, YouTube uses the words in the video's title and description, the first 200 characters, to let you know that only the first 200 characters matter in a video. So if you're making a video, what YouTube does in search, and Gord, if you can please be kind and open up the Nick Nimmin one we have open there, and we can do a search. So why don't we do one on Camtasia Studio 9 tutorial, right? Let's keep it really relevant to Gord. What YouTube's going to do is it's going to bold, and you know what I'm talking about, Gord. It's going to bold all the relevant title and the search phrase keyword for what we're doing. So notice how Gord ranks number 1, and we can see Camtasia tips, Camtasia. It bolds all relevant keywords to the title and the description. Another way to think about it is title, tags, and descriptions are all 3 parts that matter together.
Mm-hmm.
So Joe says that's huge. And as an author, it's cringeworthy. The tags and phrases people search for, but it's what they are searching for. Exactly.
Yes.
You want to know one of the tags that people find me? They type in, it was something like Andrew is awful. And unfortunately I showed up and I'm like, thanks, YouTube. That brings me confidence, but it's true. So it may not be my proudest moment, but when people are looking up Andrew is awful, I show.
That's bizarre. So, okay, so Andrew, I think it would be great now if we took a peek at our next one, because I think it'll be.
Yes, but we're still not done, Gord. You still want to move on, but we got to finish what we start.
Okay.
So go back.
Mm-hmm.
The final thing I'd say is, are those first 200 characters in your description, are they helping you by talking about what your title is? Are they referencing back? So we have quality, which you have there.
Mm-hmm.
But those are great questions, but are they helping you in the algorithm? So this is the one time you should focus on the algorithm, because the algorithm targets these keywords from these first 200 characters.
Mm-hmm.
So Gord, we've talked about this. I know you do your descriptions
well, first
for
of all,
readability.
you said, right away, I'm losing, even though this line is blank, I'm losing a full character length of those first 200 characters, a whole line's worth of them. So automatically it would be tightening up. Now, what does quality mean to you as a YouTube creator? It is a question. It is relevant, but I could repeat the title first of all, right?
Correct. And Joe is saying put your main tags right in the first sentence or two. Yep. Joe, it's within the first 200 characters you want to strive for that, because that's what YouTube uses. And Joe goes, it's better to rank than not at all.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's totally relevant. So actually that takes up quite a bit of character space, right? Quality through quantity on YouTube. What matters more for YouTube? Okay.
And that right there, Gord. You've asked a question. That is perfect. Now he's referencing back to his title. He's referencing back to his tags. You're asking questions. That's perfect. You can say, and now, Gord, we can finally move on. Because Gord, I'm not going to let you finish something unfinished.
Sure. Yeah. I didn't understand that the scope was that we wanted to adjust this, but your focus was also improving this early part of the description, and so I'm fine to leave that, and then we can save, and we'll see how I'll monitor and see how that does. Okay, so now I'm gonna go grab my second link here.
All right,
and this is going to be a good one.
Notice you use hyphens versus pipes. Does it really make it? No, Mike, it doesn't matter if you use a hyphen or pipe. YouTube doesn't actually consider it into the fold. It just looks nicer. So that's kind of just a personal preference. I've gone between. I know I paste all my tags into a word processing doc and then write as many as possible into proper sentences with main ones right at the top. Joe, that's a great idea. That gives me a TubeBuddy idea. Thanks, Joe.
Okay, so Andrew, we have our next one up here.
Yes.
So now let's just a bit of background. So I've had this video out since November 2017. It has some nice rankings, actually very good. Camtasia animated icons #1, Camtasia 9 animated icons, Camtasia 9 animations. So it seems to be doing okay.
I'd say it's performing well.
Right.
So since it's performing well, it's a little confusing why you're not just killing all of your tags. Okay. So Joe says when the tags are not good sentences, you can always do it this way. Are you deciding for quantity versus quality in your own videos? Great point, Joe.
Sorry, can you repeat that, Andrew?
Oh, so Joe says when the tags are not good sentences, you can always do it this way. Are you deciding for quantity versus quality in your own videos?
Yeah. That sounds good too. But
so, no, he was just explaining an idea.
Yeah, no. Exactly. That's good, more qualifier information and more understandable for sure.
So, Gord, let me ask you, compared to your other Camtasia videos, are you happy with this one's performance?
Yeah, I would say so, because typically if among my top 2 or 3 keyword phrases, when I package them, I'm ranking 2 of them #1 and #5. I'd say it's outstanding. But I do see that out of the 500 character length, I've used 445, but I see there's many that I'm not ranking for. But there are certain tags in here that I've explained to you, like Camtasia tutorial, Camtasia tips.
And explain to the audience.
Camtasia 9 tips. These are sort of like catch-alls that I'm trying to use as a net to correlate a lot of my Camtasia videos together. So if someone were to key in Camtasia 9 tips, in the list would come a lot of them, and potentially that keyword phrase would be, those keyword phrases would also pull together videos in suggested as well. So there's a strategy there. So some of those are consistently used. So I would keep them whether they were ranking at the moment or not, because they may be something unique that's part of my channel authority building that, because of the depth of the catalog I have for Camtasia, it seems to be growing nicely. So, I could own the space, so to speak, with a few of these keyword phrases.
And that's a great example of knowing what you're trying to do.
Yeah, it's like a strategy, right?
Exactly. So my thing is, Gord, go on. No, you were saying, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so just like the same thing, like having my name here as a tag to occupy and everything, it also becomes a way to pull together, a larger list of my videos. Should someone key in my name into YouTube, they're going to get,
which is a great point.
Yeah.
You should always add your channel name as a tag because it will always be relevant to your video. And I've seen a lot of creators who don't do this, and they're like, well, people are going to think I'm selfish for adding my channel name. First of all, no. Second, the truth is, if you're not putting your channel name, you're telling YouTube that your channel name isn't relevant to that video, which is going to hurt your performance in the long run.
Exactly.
So, Gord, since this is an older video.
Yeah, there was something else here, Andrew, if I could just mention, because we just covered about the first 200 characters, right?
Yes.
One of my other strategies was to also sometimes share if I had a free lead magnet or a download. So this video, I have a lead magnet that's a download project file of what I actually did in the video. And this has helped me a lot to get opt-ins to help build my email list offline by giving away this free project file for people to use to go play. So strategically, I wanted that to be in the first 200 characters, nice and tight, but still have that first sentence, like you said, describe well my video, right? So Camtasia 9 animations bring flat icons to life by animating them with Camtasia is pretty on point. So I didn't.
And here's something that's interesting as well, Gord.
Yeah.
You even have, without even thinking, you have free Camtasia 9 project file download with 2 animated icons. You technically are still targeting even without knowing it. Because think about it. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm using the animated icon, so the keyword stuffing is even in the free download describer. So this works
Perfect.
very well. And like you said, if I keyed in to the search Camtasia um, Camtasia animated icons, let's just say, because we know we're going to find it, right?
Yeah.
That right away, see, it
Bam.
says bring icons to life with Camtasia right
And look
away.
what
The
it's
free,
bolding.
sorry,
And like I said, it bolds the relevant word. So right
yeah,
there, Camtasia.
yeah,
But
and
notice how it doesn't bold the number.
mhm,
That's because it numbers don't they associate the numbers with dates, and dates aren't the most relevant thing.
right, okay. So the cool thing here is people see the word, the keep free Camtasia 9 project file download. Now that, if you're a Camtasia user, would excite you to want to click on here and to see more about that and maybe jump into the video. Like, so that's like a double win. Not only is it about
Perfect.
animation, it's also about seeing that I have opportunity to get something cool to work with. That was the
Absolutely.
strategy there. Yeah. So now if we go back, so we were going to look further here because potentially there's opportunity to get other just tags for which I could be ranking for, because some of these aren't getting results for me, right? Even
Yeah,
though
exactly.
I'm like in Camtasia space, 1764 views is very good, and I have those rankings. Maybe I can do better. So this was part of the big value that we wanted people to see today, was that you should have as part of your process or your workflow periodically to go back and look at your videos and see how you can help the metadata to get you better longer term results for growth. And that's what we're going to
Exactly.
try to do with this one here, right? So
Correct.
so I'm going to just dive straight into suggest here, Andrew, right?
And that's great because what Suggest will show you is search terms that people have found that actually have brought you views. And those are terms you should be focusing on.
Right. So for
Ooh.
example, even though I mean, I know it sounds kind of dumb, like, what do you mean you don't have Camtasia 9 in there? Well, that's a generic tag. So at first I would think, well, I'm not just going to put Camtasia 9 in. Well, I could do that and put that in all my videos. And
Hmm.
the thing is, it's obviously a highly used search phrase, because people may just want to see what stuff is out there for Camtasia 9. So
And Gord,
already,
here's a cool thing
for things that are
for your
not performing, I could consider this as an alternative of value, right?
exactly. And look, if you want to see how well that tag is performed on your channel, look to the right. You've gotten 120 unique people to come to your channel just by searching Camtasia 9.
Yes. So obviously, it's a no-brainer that one goes in.
Yeah, because that's a sign of a successful catch-all tag that's working. You're getting 100, like, look.
Mm-hmm. It's quite
And now
significant.
if you click on the three dots, you can also see some, go on Camtasia 9, click on the three dots. It'll also sometimes give you suggested, right? So,
So obviously that is that popular a
mhm.
a tag that I wouldn't qualify for a search rank on it just yet. But
Yes.
it's telling me I've already been found and searched this video many times for that, as much as any other term. So
So,
it's a good
and
opportunity.
and even though it's so commonly used, and yes, you're not going to necessarily rank for it, but this is because again, the amount of relevancy this topic has is going to be daily.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so now next one, Camtasia Studio 9 animation. This is very interesting because this raised another point we talked about, Andrew, about, me getting out of my own head. So Camtasia
mhm.
changed the name of the product to not include the word studio in release 9. But still, I bet, there's probably way more people that are probably keying in the word studio for the release 9, just because it's been called studio for that for a long time before that. So even though it's not called that now, it's actually, to include the word studio in a search term will be of value.
Correct.
So let's see what we get here. So look at that. Camtasia Studio 9 animation. I would qualify based on my search, my results, in watch time. I would qualify to rank number 4 for that. So again, no
Correct.
brainer. We're going to pull that in, right?
Yes, absolutely. There's no reason not to. You've gotten 8 people to come from it, and look at that suggestion it gives you. Camtasia Studio 9 animation tutorial. Try that out.
Yeah. We're
That's
gonna
what we're trying.
toss that one in. Okay. Camtasia 9 animation, again, another no-brainer. Let's just see. I know. And this
And
is like
Gord
if
and
you
I,
were saying to me yesterday, right? Like,
uh-huh.
you sit there and you go kind of like in a dumbfounded way, well, why didn't I use that? And I know at first when I did it, I had no search ranking, so I felt I already had way too many tags. So this one may have been like not considered, but now I would qualify under that because of my performance to date.
Correct. And also, look at the difference between there's literally a difference between animation and animations. That S literally counts as a different set of search results.
Yes.
So it can be as simple as one letter, one word, one difference, but it still counts as a whole new set of results. And that, as a creator, it's a little confusing because, example, Gord, you didn't know you were ranking for Camtasia 9 animation, but you're ranking for animations. So it's
Right.
like,
And what's interesting though is now by adding that S, this second
mm,
column got populated with 2, which says tags used by similar top ranking videos. So now I
mm,
can compete more directly and come up in suggested compared to them if I had that tag now included, because I'm using a
correct.
term they're using that I didn't even consider.
Correct.
Yeah.
And look, you're starting to hit so much authority. People are looking up Gord, Isman, and Camtasia.
Where did you see that? Oh, right here.
Yeah, look at that.
That's pretty
You
cool.
are starting. 3 people found your tutorial from that. That's how much power you're starting to develop, Gord. Look at that. So
That's
glad
pretty
Gord
cool.
did not stop. You both supply great content. Thank you, Mike.
Well, I'm just saying that we knew that once we got into more into looking at the ones that existed, there was a lot of interesting stuff like we're discussing now that's coming forward, and this is just a great lesson. Like I know that I've used TubeBuddy exhaustively to do things, but never with the rigor of this process to do it consistently. And I'm going to apply that now going forward. In fact, I could dedicate days now to go through my library and start to tune things up. And the one we did yesterday, Andrew, I already got another 4, 5, 6 views right away in one day on that video, just because we did a couple of those changes. Just so imagine that multiplying by the number of videos I do it, and then compounding with time. So it's so important that you use a tool like TubeBuddies like this, because the time it's saving for you by being able to consolidate this information and rank information and comparative information, especially when you're now applying it, having this retrospective look at videos you have. There's huge opportunity here. And
Absolutely.
and so this raises another question. I mean, you talked about this a bit in the beginning, Andrew, and that was the first 48 hours, right? You said,
Mm.
it's okay to kind of mess with things, but to go beyond that, you don't want to, because then you're messing with the indexing that's already been kind of propagated. But then you wait a period of time before you would mess again. Do you want to share with everyone a little more clarity on your philosophy or approach, or what as being a YouTube certified person,
Absolutely.
in the know,
So
how we should approach the window of time?
correct. So essentially, you've hit an X amount of views on this video because it propagated a lot of watch time, which told YouTube it should be pushed up. But you also had some decent tags already that were ranking before we even came in. So because you had that metadata set, because you already had some decent practices going in, it ranked. So it commanded authority, it commanded watch time, and because of that, you were able to rank for it, thus giving you authority in these tags you didn't know you were ranking for. So
Mm-hmm.
if you aren't performing in a video, I usually wait past the first 48 hours after I've done my initial. I'll go back, because most videos, and most people don't know this, most of your views are going to come after, if you're a newer creator, after your initial upload. It's not unless you get shared, or unless you hit virality, you're not going to necessarily get them at the start, and that can be frustrating.
Right.
But it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, and I find for me that in the first 48 hours, as my subscriber numbers have grown, I've been increasingly getting more view volume in that first 48 hours. But then it may tail off for a while. But then in the longer term, because of the evergreen nature of the content I produce, I find a lot of them are starting to grow really nicely. And then it's because it's a good good piece of content. And
Exactly.
and so it's getting discovered and it grows and grows. So now, and I'm looking here, Andrew, there's a few more interesting ones we could add, like here, animated
Go ahead.
social media icons.
Let's add them all.
And I wouldn't have even thought about that as a possibility to do that. And look, I would rank if someone keyed in social media icons, right? And
I would say let's add all the relevant ones now, and let's just go over it. Like I think we've established, just because I think it's now.
Okay,
Now
so
that
we got
established
a
it,
whole bunch here now. We've added.
yeah.
I'm gonna go close, right?
No, let's keep adding.
Oops.
Let's just
Oh,
keep adding once they get
I
viewed.
just closed it.
Well, you can reopen it.
We're already well over 100
Well,
characters.
but doesn't matter. Let's keep adding, and that's going to be the point. We also have a lot of tags that just aren't ranking, right? So,
So the ones I've added, it will have acknowledged, right, and not repeat. Oh no, it kept them there. Okay. It
yeah,
kept the status of what we've added in the cycle.
of course.
Um,
So one thing that Joe wants us to look up after we do this, and
Yeah.
after we kind of decide if we have enough, he said we should try Camtasia animation effects, but let's keep adding some more that are
Yes.
relevant. Go back to the top.
Yes, so Joe's making another point about exploring for additional ones, not just using suggested, which is also
Exactly.
very valid, right? So,
Correct.
Okay, so where did you want me to go?
Let's add animation in Camtasia because I'd say that's relevant.
So these check marks here,
That
are-
means they've been added successfully.
right? So this includes everything that's in there, actually.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. So animations in Camtasia.
Yep.
I'm just curious to see what that. Okay, so that wouldn't have given me a rank value at the current status, right? How to add
Correct.
social media icon edit Camtasia 9. How to add social
Which is
media.
how people are typing in to find it. So let's.
Okay, see that one just makes me makes me.
I would say
cringe.
Camtasia 9 animation tutorial
Yep,
is good.
yeah.
And again, Gord, just because it makes you cringe doesn't mean that's our. I know it
Animated
is
social media icons Camtasia. That's excellent.
But you see,
Okay.
you didn't even know that people were looking for animated social media icons in Camtasia, right?
Yeah, but the interesting thing is still though. I mean, even though I look at it, I see it's 2 searches. I say, well, I guess that's 2 finds better than maybe none for the other ones I have, right? So,
Correct.
what we're doing is we're improving, and the reality may be for a video that we've created, it just may, maybe it was not great content, but I know that there's enough here to validate that this is quite a significant, significantly relevant video, and it's okay. The thing is, we have opportunity to use up to 500 characters of tags, so we're just trying to leverage that opportunity to have the greatest likelihood for being found in search.
Exactly.
Okay, so
I would say add. There's one more I think
so
that
see
makes a lot
here,
of
this
sense.
is kind of related to what Joe just mentioned, right? Camtasia 9 effects tutorial. Okay, we'll add that.
Absolutely.
And I know I'm already. Okay, so that one's not okay ranking.
But again, what we're going to be doing is, even though we have a lot of tags, we're going to get rid of ones that just aren't helping this video.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to. Can we go over
I'd say
now?
you're good to.
Yeah.
I'd say we're good to go now.
Now I need to do sort.
Mm-hmm. And remember, we were at 445 when we started. Now we have too many. First world problems.
Okay, sort. Auto
Yes.
sort by rank.
Correct.
And the reason we're doing that is just so that those are is the ordering relevant?
No, ordering's not relevant. As I said, it's just so TubeBuddy can research these. Because if you're going to rank for these, that number is already going to be on YouTube. We just need to refresh TubeBuddy to pull it. So.
Okay. Okay, so that's.
And look at that. Look at the before and after. You have added so many you're ranking for now.
Okay, so Camtasia animations, but I would still look at that and go, well, that's a good general catch-all. But is it?
But it's not. But that's a catch-all should be for your overall channel, not for a
Yes.
specific
Okay,
video.
so some of these are. So how to use behaviors in Camtasia 9. So I have some of these. A lot of these are my so Camtasia 9 tips, Camtasia tutorial.
Let's look up how to
Go.
use behavior. Let's go there. Let's go.
How to
click
use
on the tip.
behaviors in Camtasia 9
Yep.
and just see what comes up
No.
in my stuff, right?
No. Let's explore. Hit the tag. Hit
Oh,
the
okay.
tag. There you go. No. Go back. because we can do it all through TubeBuddy. Remember, we don't have
Which
to
one
ever
was
leave
it?
it. That one.
How,
Yes,
okay.
correct.
Okay.
Let's go to results. There's 2,000 results, right? And you are ranking.
There's 2 of mine in there. Yep.
Yeah, but you see, that only has 2,717 results, right?
Right.
And let's look at the summary. It has very low search volume.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't say it's worth going for overall.
Yeah. But you're going to find search volume not that high on most Camtasia stuff, just because of
Exactly,
comparatively
but
so.
you're not getting views from this, is what I'm saying, Gord. It's better to get search terms that are getting you views than that are not. Welcome, self-publishing with Dale Roberts.
Okay, so which one so we're going to kill
Get
that
rid
one.
of the ones that aren't necessarily helping
Okay.
your video, because that's
Camtasia
what you have.
behaviors.
Because again, this is the hard part
Again,
where
these are, again, behaviors is a relatively new thing for Camtasia 9, right?
Mhm.
So,
But the search volume is low. So this is where it's that I know you know what it is.
yeah, so I'm just saying that it is a catch-all because of the few of my Camtasia 9 behaviors revealed. And then there's Camtasia special effects glitch. These all have animations and behaviors. Behaviors are animations, so that's the reason why these are here, and this is relevant. I would not want to take that out.
Well, then I'd get rid of videos for marketing. I'd get rid of animating icons. I'd get rid of video production because I would say you
Yep,
also,
yep.
if you
Those
know
are
these things, it's not relevant.
how to use Camtasia is too generic. Camtasia 9 how to. Now
How
this was a
to.
general These were these 1, 2, 3, 4 here are general cat.
Well, let's look at here. There are
I'm gonna
some of
kill
the new
that one.
stuff we added that aren't ranking. So Camtasia 9 Studio right there, next to the one that has number 4,
Yep.
it's not ranking. Get rid of it. Video editing software, I'd
Oops.
probably.
Sorry.
I know you're fine.
Okay.
So you're not ranking for that. Um,
So now we're just down a few more.
and this is the hard part.
Okay, so Camtasia, I would keep behaviors. Well,
Then do what you think makes the most sense for your channel. Again, I'd probably remove it because I get the idea of catch-alls, but the other thing is that YouTube is very finicky on it and that they update them catch-alls frequently. So
okay.
that's the hard part. I understand it. It's just hard to recommend it. Because it's one of those, it is a good strategy. It's just hard to pull off.
Okay. All right. We're good now.
All right. So
Okay,
now
we've greatly improved, you know, the ranking results on several terms that were not used at all before, and that's the beauty of having had some kind of success with this video so far, but now we're kind of like trying to help supercharge it for going forward, right?
Exactly, because before you were successful without knowing what was making you successful. Now you know what tags were getting you viewers, what were working for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so going to save changes here.
Correct.
And what's interesting is what about the title now? So it just
Well,
says
you're still
Camtasia
within
9.
that. It answers a searchable question, and you're within the 20 to 70. I'd say leave it.
Okay. All right, so now I'm going to grab our next example, which we had, because this raised some other interesting. This is about dealing with a trend. Okay, next one. So this is September 20th, 2017. This was the day after TechSmith announced a special update release for Camtasia 9 to 9.1. And Naomi Skarzinski and I said, hey, well, you know, this is our first opportunity to try and explore a trend in Camtasia and jump on the release and share the information with the community. So that's what we did. And, you know, again, it's got a healthy amount of views. And so here we are. So Camtasia release, news update, Camtasia 9.1 review.
And if you remember, Gord, similar to what we said before with the space thing, this also has that thing.
I'm wasting it, the space, right?
Yep.
So I
All
could
that space.
tighten all of that up.
Correct.
For the so Camtasia release news update Camtasia 9.1 review. So this is fine. I'm happy with this because it's all relevant and accurate.
Correct.
Okay, and then now let's go and see what we can find here in suggested, right?
Yeah, because again, this is an older video.
Mm-hmm.
Lizzie says, so I get about 60% suggested video traffic and 11% search. Is that similar to other people, or would you say my search traffic is low? So it gets, your search traffic is low, but you're being shown and suggested, Lizzie, so that's just as good. That's very good, actually. So just because you're not being shown so much in search doesn't mean you're not getting views. Go on, Gord.
Yeah, so when I see something like that, I say, well, you know, the fact that your percentage is so high in suggested means that there are people that are liking your videos as well and going to see more of them. So I think as you build, you know, channel authority, your stuff will show more and more in suggested, and so that's why the numbers grow, and I think that's a positive thing. And search, yeah, it's interesting to monitor that over time.
Agree.
Just to see how that plays out. Okay, so Andrew, here we have, you know, this video. Which one is? Oh, it's the Camtasia 9 update. So I have these all here. Those don't see. So here, Camtasia 9 new features. That's two. So that's interesting. These views received from search term in YouTube, from this search term.
Yes.
So
yes.
So it's like none here.
Yeah, that means no one has found your video through these terms, which is what I said earlier.
Yeah.
No one. But if you look down here,
interestingly enough, this is again getting to the, what do you mean I didn't put in 9.1 review? That's obvious.
Or 9.1 update.
Yeah. It's like my God. So we definitely want to add those, right? Oh, 9.1 update. So like, and look, for both of those, I'll have a nice ranking, which is great. And even Camtasia 9.1, just generically, I didn't put in. I mean, that's crazy.
And how do you not have 9.1 tutorial? Like, that would be a better catch-all for something like that.
Well, you know, it's not really a tutorial video, but we do kind of show the example, so you could argue that it is. So let's put that in.
Exactly.
Okay. And then
9.1 news is very relevant.
Yeah, I added that. Oh, I didn't yet. Yeah, sorry. Yep. And then yeah, so I think that's good. So based on what we're seeing here, the rest are all misspellings, kind of things there. So yeah, so we got a whole bunch new we've just added. So let's go close, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to sort.
Correct.
Auto sort by rank.
Mm-hmm.
And apply. Now we light up all the green.
We can hope a little more.
And we're a little over, so we can get rid of some of the ones that haven't proven successful. So see here, I used Camtasia PowerPoint add-in. This is a brand new feature in Camtasia 9.1, and I think it would be cool if maybe there is something on this, so we would click on there.
Car Galaxy Studio says, I would point out that look at that list, the results per keyword are low. The higher number are the ones you want to go with. Yes, but also he's getting views per these unique search terms, right? So
right.
It's important to know that he's getting views for those terms, where the other terms he's not doing anything with. So imagine if he was targeting terms that were already getting him views compared to ones that are just not doing anything. And after as long as this video is, I think it's fair to say this video is uploaded when? September?
September 20th, yeah.
If I knew I uploaded a video and a term I was targeting didn't get a view since September and it's April at the time of this live stream, I'd remove it. It's just likely not going to get it.
Okay, so this raises a good point. So then if you have several of these terms and maybe if there is no life on them, is it better to not have them there or have them there because we have keyword
I would
phrase
replace
space.
them with ones that are doing better than what is currently there.
Okay, well,
because they're not.
All right, so let's take something, because I think I'm curious to know, because something like Camtasia PowerPoint add-in is a cool feature, and I have no results. Click it. So let's see what is.
How many results are there, right?
You know, so Camtasia PowerPoint add-in.
So go to results.
Yeah.
Now you're not ranking for this video on this one, remember?
Right, but
Now, is this a big
Yeah,
topic that
these are other topic aspects of PowerPoint with Camtasia. They're not about the release related to 9.1. So I'm just sharing that, right? Because these are all about doing other things with PowerPoint and Camtasia.
These are more tutorial based, where yours is you talk
It's
about
a
it,
news
but it's
update. Yeah.
yeah, so it's not going to have the same like this video is a great example of the people that are going to want to watch this are huge Camtasia fans, correct?
Yes.
So an everyday Camtasia fan may not necessarily care about it. So what this is showing you is that these videos have watch time on it where necessarily yours doesn't. And that doesn't mean that yours is bad. It just means that it's prioritizing other videos that answer that searchable question, which is Camtasia PowerPoint
Right.
add-in,
Right.
better than yours. And they have more watch time authority for this specific keyword phrase. It doesn't mean your video is bad, and it doesn't mean that it's not going to perform well. It just means that this isn't answering that question that people are asking.
Yeah. Well, this is about an enhanced feature in Camtasia 9, not so much about doing other things with PowerPoint and Camtasia in that context. So I want to take another one here because this is another feature like that they've.
If I'm going to be honest, Gord, people are coming to this for the news update. They're looking for news updates, not necessarily the specific
feature change.
Yes.
Yeah. So these are all about the specific feature change that was added.
So they're not necessarily doing you any good. Now, maybe if you added Camtasia, like let's go to explore and try it. So let's go Camtasia extended video frame news release. Try that. Try adding news release, right?
Oh, you want me to just add it here for explore?
Yeah, and let's see comparatively, right?
Well, I'll just add news, see what comes back.
So you see, but look at the keyword, low. Even though this keyword isn't very competitive, there's just not enough search volume. So again, that goes to that you're being too specific.
You're right. So that right away just told me, boom, no point.
Exactly.
Right. So those are gone.
So it's bad to be vaguely specific, but it's also bad to be too specific.
Yeah. So if we go in here, Camtasia PowerPoint add-in. So.
Now let's add news and see if, because yours isn't a tutorial, which is what we know is showing, right?
Yeah. So it's kind of, is that borderline or just forget it because it's a low?
So it's starting to get search.
Yeah.
But so it's like you could be at the beginning of a trend, or it could just never really take off, right?
Well, yeah. Well, we have Camtasia PowerPoint and Camtasia PowerPoint add-in. So I probably don't need both.
Now, I want to know from the chat, what are some tags or what are some videos you have that haven't ranked as you wanted to? And what do you think the reason is? Are you using TubeBuddy Suggest tool to look at what has brought in that video views? Let us know.
See, like this one, Camtasia Just Animated Graphics is another like feature element that was added. There's like no search period on this. So, I mean, there's no point to that.
Again, you're focusing specifics when in general this video is about news updates. That's what you should be targeting, not necessarily the specifics.
Yeah,
right?
So I'm saying we just cut out a couple hundred characters worth of things that are proven not to be search worthy tags, and I would say it's okay to have less, or because I can't just, I'm not going to just fabricate ones for the sake of putting them in. I had that already, thinking that they would be relevant, but they've proven not to be. Now that this video's been out, like, it's already been out 5-6 months, right?
Yeah. So
I'd say I'm gonna leave this one here now where we're at. Where is there anything else?
I would say it's good to move forward. No, I think because this is a very unique piece of content, it's very niche. It's going to be harder to rank for.
Yeah. But we did improve it nonetheless, right? So
exactly, it's not impossible, just harder.
Yeah. So save changes, and then we had another interesting example here. This is a good one. The 4,000.
So Car Galaxy Studio asks a great question. Use the TubeBuddy Suggest quite a bit. One question was, where is it pulling? And Gord, you can pull up the next video while I'm answering this.
Yep.
So it is pulling it from your analytics as well as suggested for search. So if it has views, that means that you have earned a view or a click through on it. So you are earning it's suggesting it based on other suggestions, what other people are searching for. It uses all of that data all through YouTube API to give you the most relevant pieces of information. You see, Check and Media brings up a point. He goes, I most think, how would I search for this phrase? And as we've shown with Gord, just because you think that's how to search for a phrase doesn't mean that's how other people are searching for.
I totally agree. I'm learning a lot more about that now. and you know what? I respect it at a different level, because the fact that it's proving to me that my video is being found by other ways. So having some search history and results in viewing, I think it's just that much more powerful to show you how relevant other people's perspective can be in terms of how they would look for your content.
So Lizzie Dean says, it might take me a bit longer to get my head around how best to use it. So my question is, what do you not understand, Lizzie Dean? Finding TubeBuddy and demo features great. Later we can dive into more features, health report, and other features you have time to talk about. So we have videos all about those features. The thing is, on all of those features that you want deeper dives in, there are videos for it. And that would be its own unique live stream in itself. Like, you don't want to overwhelm.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say that, you know, we talked about that. At first we were going to do a diversity of topics and go through a number of things. And I said, well, you know, Andrew, the future's a long time. We could potentially do a few more of these. We wanted to, and I hope people appreciate, by us looking at a few of these different examples, each one is bringing up some interesting angle that helps you learn more about how to use the power of what TubeBuddy can do for you with the information that's supplied. So we're combining it with experience and knowledge of you know, how YouTube is working with the power of the tool. And we can see last video was about a trend. We hopped on a news item, and we saw how being specific about elements in there that were, you know, tied to the tutorial detail potential were not relevant. So we're learning something different by looking at what TubeBuddy is suggesting or not suggesting, right? Or what it doesn't find.
Exactly.
So I think that's why we agreed that if we did a deep dive today and focused here, because the tag metadata also affects what you're going to put in your descriptions and maybe even tuning your titles. So it all kind of fits together, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so we have this next one up. How to get 4,000 watch time hours.
Correct.
Watch time fast, small YouTuber. Now this also is done in my terms of reasonably well. 1,241 views. This was done not that long ago, Andrew, February 21st. So we have some. I did manage to rank well for the title.
So Lizzie Dean says, I thought the green numbers were something to do with how often they were searched, like on the Explore Tags feature. No, green numbers show you where that tag is ranking within the search number. So what it means,
we have that detail because there's a history of views and performance in YouTube.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's the cool part about using this now is in a retrospective way, building that into your workflow. You're going to learn all kinds of things on how to tweak your tagging and metadata to improve your rankability, to enhance it even more, right?
Exactly. And I also want to show that TubeBuddy explains what the green numbers mean. If you look on your screen, Gord, it says it shows a green X, and it says where the video ranks in terms of YouTube search results. So even right there, it's explained.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so right off, just starting here, Andrew, our first mistake would be the title, right? That I wasted this line of view of visibility.
You mean description?
Yeah, in the description, the first 200 characters. So now I just tighten that up, and this is totally relevant. I'm happy with that. I'm not interested in changing that. The content for now, unless we get something new and special revealing. So now let's go look at our suggested to see how people are actually finding this content.
And I also, oh man, Gord, that first tag, you just went, I just heard you just sigh because I think you looked at it. And again, notice how both Gord and I go, man, I didn't think of that, but it's so obvious. I want you to know it is very common to have that reaction. Gord and I have that like off air a lot. Go on.
So here's an example, right? So how to get 4,000 hours watch time. When I was going to use that originally, but I thought, no way, because like the results that I saw, that I'd have a chance to rank for it. So why waste it specifically for that? So now, because we're looking at this almost 2 months later, a little under 2 months, we're seeing that I'm actually starting to rank for that, right?
Correct.
And so I definitely want to consider it, and maybe some of the derivatives that there are here, right?
And it's also important to note it shows rank 32. So in Google search, or in YouTube search, my apologies. In YouTube search, he is showing number 32. So he's the 32nd video that would show for how to get 4,000 hours of watch time.
Right.
And he's driven 14 views for this unique phrase.
Yes. Which is good, which means people are going to see my video even though it was this far down in the rankings, which is kind of cool, which tells me that people do scan through, and maybe I won the click on a few things.
Correct.
Right. And tags used by similar top-ranking videos, again, so that makes this attractive, right?
Correct.
Now, how to get 4,000 watch time hours fast, small YouTuber. I mean, that's very similar to my title.
Correct.
How to get... how to get
I'd add it
4,000 watch time
again because
hours.
you're only ranking
so
for
I
one
just
of
say
these
fast, and it says how to get 4,000 hours watch time. It's because I had the word watch time. How to get 4,000 hours watch time fast dash small YouTuber. Is this just different because of the text?
Yeah.
So really the text case?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know it was like that.
Well, yeah. If you I'll prove a point. Go to YouTube right now. Go to Camtasia tips right there. Type in everything all caps. Type in everything like you would normally.
There we go.
Notice how it already
sorry.
lowercases them for a search. So type in your name properly. Type in your name how you would just type it properly. Trust me. Type it in. Search. It lowercases it with the suggested results. Look at that. So go type in again. Go to Gord Isman on type.
What do you want me to do?
Type in your name again. So just hit backspace. See how it already lowercases all the results?
Yes, yes.
So that's what matters. It's lowercasing all of your terms. That's why your tag should probably be all lowercase as well. If YouTube's going to automatically turn all search results to be lowercase, why shouldn't you target based on that? Yes, you can still rank if they're properly capitalized, but YouTube in the end is going to put all results into lowercase characters.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to see if there really is a difference in this, but we'll add it and see what happens, right? Okay. How to get 4,000 watch time hours on YouTube. So I
don't think necessarily. I think you should focus. You know, those
I don't need 6 of the same way of saying the thing, right? So here, 4,000 hours watch time is good, definitely, because of the, in ranking videos, it also being found there. So I wouldn't quite search rank qualify for that, but that's okay. How to increase watch time on YouTube to 4,000 hours in 30 days for smaller YouTube creators, and 3, which is kind of cool. And yes, I actually did do that in 30 days. So I think that's a very important one, even though it's quite long. Do you have any opinion, Andrew, on something with that big a long tail?
It just depends if people are actually searching for it. So we had 3 people found you from searching this. So I would say we would look at Explore and check results and then check the search volume on it before we, because again, we're just adding these right now.
Okay, so we'll check that again. Okay, so get 4,000.
We'll check it when the time comes. So I'd just say quickly add. I don't think you need to.
Okay, this is interesting. How to get 4,000 watch time hours, Nick Nimmin.
Well, they typed in Nick Nimmin, and then you showed up. So that's what it's saying.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I don't need to do anything because that would get covered now.
Yeah, and it's also not relevant to this video because Nick Nimmin, I don't think, is either in it. Is he in the video?
No.
Then I wouldn't put it in. So
yeah. 4,000 hours, easy to go live on YouTube, easy from go live. Well, actually, this is a big part of what I did, interestingly enough.
Then add it. And that's how people search.
From a standpoint of relevancy, that is meaningful, okay? So see, get 4,000 hours fast. When I was originally doing things, I'd say,
I
well,
wouldn't
that's
add it
just so
because
generic,
that's
and it's a
yes, you got a
subset.
view, but it's not worth it,
Yeah,
in my opinion. It's one view
yeah.
on a very generic term, right? So
Now,
that was luck. It could also just be luck.
now if you look, there are a lot of, you know, these YouTube Partner Program 2018, how to get 4,000 hours fast. These are like, topics with a lot of search. Wow, I would rank 12th already. Well, that's pretty cool. Gonna grab that.
And you see?
And YouTube Partner Program
But you
2018.
haven't gotten views from it. It doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means you weren't
Yeah,
targeting it, and now you can.
yeah,
Here, I would say you're not getting
no.
anything from.
So I'm gonna skip that one.
So I'd close. And I'd say it's good to sort, and let's kind of go from here.
Okay, close, sort. Oops.
Car Galaxy Studios, we apologize if we seem to be cutting each other off a bit. It's just there is a slight Skype delay on what he's doing and what I'm seeing, so I
Oh,
apologize for that.
okay. I'm learning. There we go. So we did that. All right. So Andrew, now we're at 772 because a lot of these are long. All right. So how to increase watch time on YouTube? Like maybe these things are just too competitive. The terms, right? Increase audience retention.
Exactly.
So should we just take one of these?
I would get rid of them.
Just get rid of them because I know they're that generic, right?
Also, look at the new tag we added. How to get fourth? It's not ranking. I'd get rid of it.
Yeah. Okay.
At the bottom, see it?
Oh, I added one up top just here now. Shoot. How to get?
Don't worry.
Okay, get rid of that.
You're removing. You're not adding. Go ahead and remove. Yes.
Okay. YouTube Partner Program changes. That's again. This is related, but it's not a focus to talk about that, so I'll remove that. YouTube.
And notice how Gord is having to be honest with
update.
himself
Yeah.
on what the video is talking about.
That's a very, very good point, right? Because even though this is tied to YouTube Monetization 2018 update, I'm having to still get down from where I'm at. Now, how to get 1,000 subscribers. So that was also tied to the policy. But I wonder if there's any that have the mix of that term, Andrew.
Well, you notice you didn't focus on it in either your title or description, so that could also play a massive part on why that's not being relevant to this video. Think about it. You didn't mention it, so YouTube didn't know it's relevant.
Right.
I'm not seeing that.
Right. So this raises a good question. So when they announce the partner program changes, they said you need to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours over rolling 12-month period to qualify. So the two things are tied together, but I didn't make the focus of the title, and the watch time hours will beget subscribers. So
Correct.
You could play either side of the fence to do this. So in reality, I could have gone after using the 1,000 subs, but I didn't. I made the focus of the way I described a lot of this about how to get more hours because watch time was the focus. So this could be a net to draw, but this is
Again,
too
if you
generic.
don't tell YouTube that's what you're targeting, it won't know. And that's what we're seeing, right? So the 1,000 subs, you didn't tell YouTube in the title or the descriptions that's what you're targeting. I'd get rid of it because it doesn't know. It might be in the video, but it's basing it off of information that's not there, right? You know it, but the algorithm can't tell.
Yeah, so I have here now monetization update 2018 and YouTube demonetization, and I know that's just too generic because that applies to many generations of things that have gone on. So now we're down to 503. We had that little tender miss of a couple of characters. YouTube Partner Program terms 2018, YouTube monetization update 2018. So one of these can go. I think I don't like this one because of the use of the word terms. I'll just kill that one. So now we're good. And we've improved the scenario a bit by these other terms that rank.
Now, click on the one that says number 7 with 7 there. You see rank 7 because that's the one we wanted to see is it actually being searched enough to justify. Remember? So let's click it. Wow. It's got better than I thought. I mean, it's still very low, but let's look at results, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, what are the numbers? Oh, 1,500. It's pretty cool.
It's not terrible. So it's not bad. I'd keep it.
Yeah, I'd keep that. I think that's worth keeping.
It is getting you views. Yeah, it's getting you views. At the end of the day, that's what matters.
Mm-hmm.
So Andrew, the green number is the ranking number for the term, correct? And if you get a blue number, I don't. Blue numbers are not in affiliation with TubeBuddy, so I cannot answer anything about that. Sorry.
Okay. So Andrew, I think it's important again to remind people that
Welcome back, Pam.
we're looking at my video that's from February, right? So
Yes.
it has and the beauty of it is we're using TubeBuddy's tag tools to see how I've been performing and how to draw in more opportunity by getting other search terms that I had not been using that I can qualify for and rank for that people are using to search. So that's what we've been doing to date so far, and each video has brought up some different dimensions to the decision making, and you know, TubeBuddy's been
Absolutely.
supplying the details to help us rationalize.
So here's an interesting question from
Yeah.
Luxury Cards Store. He's
Cool.
or they are asking, I should probably say. So does that mean he should modify his description to include 1,000 subscribers? It doesn't matter if he modifies his description. It's not in his title. It's not necessarily in
Yeah,
his
so
thumbnail.
I'm going to add to that. So when I was doing this, because of the way I did my challenge, I was focused on how am I going to get a lot of watch time hours, because that was what I was short on. I had 3,000 watch time hours, and I needed to get a full 1,000+ hours in 1 month, which meant triple any volume I've ever had in a month before, at least. So my focus was watch time hours. But yes, I went actually in the whole effort. I gained like over 400 subscribers in the month as well. So I gained a ton, which was also, almost a little less than a doubling of my growth in that 1 month period. So I could have made part of this about talking about subscribers and giving a whole angle on that, but I didn't. And here's the thing, like you're bringing up, because the people lumped together the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours, I probably could have leveraged it, but because it's not in my descriptive information, in the language I used in the video, I didn't talk about subs, which I could have. I just think it would kind of be misleading. And so I want to do it. I'm doing, actually, Andrew, I mean, people don't know this. One of the next things I'm doing is, because of the great experience I had and was able to achieve my goal and actually blow it out of the water, I'm actually creating a course on all the great things that happened in that month, because there were a lot of things I did that can help people to grow their channel, small YouTubers, just like I am. So I'm looking forward to do that, and the subscriber detail will be, of course, a part of that. Absolutely. So I saw it as there's more opportunity to do additional videos, and that's why, to your point, I'm not gonna sort of change what I have here, because this was my catch to attract.
Exactly. So I have a question from Joe. I have a question.
Sure.
Does using an icon in the first character of the title hurt your chances? I wonder if it dilutes. So they don't look at emojis, so it will then consider whatever your first word is over the emoji. Now, if you put like a dash or a line or whatever, it also doesn't count. We use emojis on TubeBuddy, so like we put the red dot for live stream.
Right.
So that doesn't hurt. It just looks visually appealing in the list. That's the only reason. Now, this could change because YouTube changes every day. So at this time, it's fine. We might see it changes. So it's always hard to give like concrete advice, but for right now, there's no harm.
Mm-hmm. So, Andrew, just to share with everybody, I'm sorry I haven't focused in on the chat, because we've had to set up my situation to function via Skype to keep things in line with what we're doing. So I haven't messed with OBS to do things. So I appreciate you keeping things going on the chat and sharing in a way that I can participate, and I'll get this figured out for next round. And so thank you, everyone, for your patience. Then
of course,
you've had my back the whole way, Andrew.
I told you I would. It's almost like I'm a moderator on something on other places.
Okay, so we're good for this one. I've saved, made the changes, and let's go to our next video, which is our last one, but it has some really cool stuff. And I'm going to put that in here now. So
thank you so much. Car Galaxy Studio says lots of great information today. Couldn't agree more. Gord, thank you for this opportunity.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad to hear that people are getting some value of this. And Andrew, helped explain me so much about the capabilities of the TubeBuddy. And, I'm really excited. And, I know people are saying, well, we focused here on the tools and tags. But as you can see, and Andrew, you so, put it to me the other day, and that is, it's a tool set. There's a lot to know about what to do with it. And I said, yeah, it's like if I have to fix something, do I need to know? Do I need my screwdriver and my needle nose pliers or something else? And I see like TubeBuddy having this tool set of all of these different kind of things I can use to help improve the quality of my search results and rankings. And what we're doing is going through and showing you how to use a couple of those tools specifically to get those results. So yes, there's more opportunity for deeper dive another time, but this is where we chose to focus, because as a first go with Andrew and working through TubeBuddy stuff to share with everyone, I felt I had some really good examples in my world to share with people that I think most of you can relate to on for opportunity.
Absolutely.
So,
and here's another way to look at it too, because I know, like you said, Gord, I just want to reiterate it.
Sure.
Is when you started YouTube videos, this goes to anyone watching live or in the replay, you didn't know every single thing to do right. And if you did, you probably learned by learning one thing at a time. You didn't try to overwhelm yourself by doing, all right, today I'm going to watch 15 lighting videos. Tomorrow I'm going to, and then after that, I'm going to watch 30 script writing videos. And then I'm going to create the perfect upload. It just doesn't happen that way.
Yeah. And the other thing is, when we go through that initial learning and growth and building of our channel, we have so little data of our own to work with, to understand. We're always looking to see what's happening elsewhere and learning from what others are doing. But the interesting thing that I found, because of focusing in a smaller niche, but my umbrella is broadening out now that I've built channel authority in things like Camtasia, I'm learning so much more about how to work with that sort of power to grow out the rest of my channel to serve people on all things video, whether it's doing video marketing or even doing strategic stuff like we're doing on YouTube. For example, I have lots of YouTube strategy videos, which with a lot of the other influencers, and there's a lot of powerful information in there. So I've been following a strategy, and with each new step or attempt or experiment to grow out a particular area, I'm learning new things about how that opportunity is unfolding for me, if it's successful or not. Plus, statistically and through the data and information, just like I did here with this video, which is in my category, my playlist called social video, because it's a very important area. I'm learning a lot, and what's interesting is when I created this video, Andrew, this actual topic or search was not very small. I would have never thought I would have gotten this volume of views. Now you see, this video has been out for a while, since August, but I mean, look at this: how to make a Facebook meme video meme. I'm number 1, Facebook video meme number 7. So it means that this video is being found. It's not like it's a deep search topic, but I think it's very relevant, and people and the audience are showing that it is. So I'm excited now, because I have an opportunity with what we're going to do right now to maybe make this be found even more in search, because it is standing well on its own, and to a degree, right?
Mm-hmm.
And right off, so we can see right here, I did the same mistake. Sorry, Andrew. I'm jammering away.
No, you just hurt me every time I watch this, Gord. I'm like, because as we said, it's just one of those, you could be doing so much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is what we're showing everyone right now. And so, like, again, I blew the usage of the leveraging the first 200 characters. So as you saw when I did my video where I had a download or a lead magnet, I pulled that opportunity tight into the first couple of 100 characters. But I have a lot of my past videos that I've just not gone through. So I was aware of that I was wasting that space, but but it's a big undertaking to go back and fix all our existing stuff. So I have that to do. Okay,
and
so
it just
now,
gives you more stuff to improve on.
Yeah. So let's go take a dive into here to see.
But let's we've been talking about suggest. Let's look at tags that you added in that didn't perform because I think it's just as interesting because I want your mindset because you were talking about it a bit before when you were arguing them. So let's see these tags that just aren't ranking for you.
Yeah.
So
So we're
let's
going.
not go to suggest. We're going to
Okay.
look at the ones you already have added.
Yes.
So I would say let's click on what was your idea with video meme? Because I know that's probably very competitive.
Well, I mean, I am showing people how to do square video memes with bars at the top and text, and it's a very common thing used in general. But the most generic I can get is to call it video meme, which is also probably a lot more widely searched. So if we clicked on, can I click on here, Andrew? And we
Go for it.
see results, volumes. Okay.
Very high. So it has, yes, it has a lot of search,
Right.
but
So
also it
right.
probably has a lot of new videos because there's a lot of the competition's so high.
Look at
So that,
this.
yeah,
30 million.
that I'd remove it because the odds of hitting that. Because look at these, you have Video Memes Official channels dedicated on uploading daily video memes.
Right. So yet this is such a perfect tag for what I'm doing. And see how just by qualifying Facebook meme video, just wording it in a different order, how big an impact it had. It's quite amazing, isn't it? Just a few subtle changes.
Exactly. Well, you took video meme and then made it specific. So this generic tag I'd remove because there's too much competition.
Done.
But that more specific tag, you're killing it.
Yeah. And so
Same
likewise,
with video marketing.
same with video marketing. We go in here, we'll look at results, and we got 16 million. So again, there's our buddy Roberto doing exceptionally well there, which is awesome. And so, again, no, I'm not going to compete on that for a while, unless But we never know. The future could hold that this thing takes off after we do adjustments, right, Andrew?
Exactly.
Like you never know, and then we can adjust again in the future. So,
exactly.
So Facebook marketing, let's see that. That could mean totally.
Now let's try add in Facebook meme marketing. Let's try that. Just humor me. Add in the word meme after Facebook.
Okay. That's a good suggestion, Andrew.
I'm just curious.
Okay. Results.
So it's being searched.
Sorry.
And it has
Oh yeah,
low
this
competition.
is much better. I like that. Good suggestion. It has very low competition, and to see this for with a lot of search volume and competition lower, it's a golden opportunity.
I'd insert it. Now let's try video.
Okay.
Facebook video meme marketing, right?
Right. So
notice how we took.
Well, I was looking here while we're here. Should we look at a few of the other options here? How to make a video?
How to make it? Try that.
Right.
Yeah, and then how to make a meme video.
Right. Okay. Wait a sec. If I just want to explore these,
You just click on them one at a time,
Yeah,
but you
right.
can insert them both. So I'd insert them both,
Yeah,
and then
we'll
we'll
insert them, and then we'll do that. Okay. Let's just see if there's anything else. Well, video memes plural, but that's still too generic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Facebook video marketing, that may have potential.
No, I don't think so because you already. I would
just
get rid
added
of. I would
Facebook
say
meme marketing, right?
I would try Facebook video meme marketing. Add that to the top there. Add video in. No, to the top. To the search. Yes, perfect. Because I think that could do well too. Let's just try.
Sure. Similar result.
And look,
Perfect.
look where you rank. Look who's ranking number one. Top ranking in
Boom.
search.
That's a golden one.
But you didn't have it in your tags.
I didn't. Shame on me.
And that didn't take me really any time to. I just looked at what was there, what you were trying to say, and then I really dialed in what you were like.
That's
you
right.
gave me generic what you were trying to say. I gave you the specifics, and the specifics are giving you results.
Right.
Is that fine balance between too broad versus too specific, or too long of a search?
Yes,
term?
this is the exact question I want. Let's discuss this. So when I'm first starting out, right? If I see that there's and I see that there isn't a ton of search volume for a simple keyword phrase like video meme, I'd get excited. But if there's too much competition for it, then I'd say, well, then I need to qualify it further to have it a little more long tail to tighten the focus for the search results. So I use that philosophical approach, which is kind of what I see here. But we've already seen that I had several just too generic, too short, right? You want to answer, Andrew, since I interrupted?
No, I mean you explained it pretty well. I
Okay.
mean,
So I've
there's not much
inserted
to
that one.
say.
Was
I'd say close now, and
okay.
let's look at your suggest as well, because look, all those videos you just added with Explorer, you're ranking for those two terms we just added, Facebook meme
Yeah,
marketing and Facebook video meme marketing. Look,
that's awesome.
in real time, it did it. So now let's go to
Okay, so
suggest.
do we want to first explore any of these other ones?
Well, I think it's safe to say you're not ranking for them, so I'd
Yeah.
remove them.
Okay, but wait. See, Facebook meme video marketing, social video marketing.
So
Very
try
close.
social
I'm
meme marketing,
yeah.
and
Let's
then
just. I'm
social.
curious to see what this says. So,
Very competitive, so that one's not worth it.
yeah. So we'll nix that one right away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which I don't need to explore because I can kind of tell based on just my knowledge of SEO that these are kind of hard. Like video memes, I get rid of,
Yeah. Where was that? Yeah, that's just too generic.
and then Facebook video is too generic, and then. But notice how I can take these generic ones and make them more specific, and you end up ranking
Yeah.
for them.
So that's what we're going to try to do for some of these, right?
So let's go to suggest first. That because some of these might already be there. To be
Yeah.
honest, let's go to suggest.
And you see what I really like about what we've done today, Andrew, and that's why I didn't
Oh
want to
man, look at the
jump
first one.
into other areas of the TubeBuddy just yet, because I mean, it's like combining it, like you said to me, you need a little bit of knowledge and understanding in order to know how to use the tool to really supercharge what you're doing, right? It's a combination of experience with understanding how to use the tool and what it gives you, right?
Yeah, and it's also that's for anything. And another thing is like look at that first tag,
Wow.
that first suggestion. You're like, man, that is on the nose. How did I not think of that, right?
Yeah. Again, because I would have looked at that as being a little too long tail, but it isn't.
No.
Not at all. Okay, so next, how to make video memes for Facebook. Another awesome opportunity.
Add all
Look
of
at this,
these.
number
Gord.
one
What are you
for all
why
of
aren't you
these.
click add?
Andrew's excited.
Yes. If that's why I'm just like add them. Like
Yeah.
we both know they're gonna do well. How to make a Facebook meme video. Like look at all these though. They're great.
Oh my God, I'd be ranking in all of these, a lot of
Except
them
that one.
anyways, except that one. That's too generic, right?
Yep.
So we're
But I
gonna
would
add
add
this
the
one.
one there.
Yeah. How to create video memes. What goes in here? Ooh, that's good. I'm getting in the fringe.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Okay, then where do we say how to make a Facebook meme video?
Another way to search it, and
Wow,
that's not
number one.
necessarily how you would think to do it. Add it.
Yeah, I did. Oh, I didn't. Okay.
Hope you guys do a follow-up videos about TubeBuddy. This is great. Mike, we do follow-up videos about TubeBuddy all the time on the TubeBuddy YouTube channel. And
Yeah,
I'm there.
yeah. I think Mike's there too. He's just enjoying what we're doing today because of I think also what we put together to show the deep dive. I'm just
Carve Galaxy Studios asks, do you recommend going through older videos and trying to rank better using TubeBuddy? That's what we've been
that's
doing
what we've been
for the last
doing
four videos. So yes, I would say
in essence. Car Galaxy Studios. That was my intention, was because we're seeing that with each one of these different videos I've shared, that there's been so much interesting, like, diversity to the decision making and opportunity, you know, because each one was a different situation. At that, we learned something else about, you know, needing longer tail keywords. Some of the short phrases proved that because of the search results were too high, it's a waste of energy, even though the tag may have been
exactly.
appropriate. And so the tool itself doesn't tell you. We need to. We're showing through our experience today that we're combining how to use the tool with and the thinking to get the results that we're doing. So yes, the answer is 100% to what you're saying, and
And
you know
older
that.
videos can gain traction again, do you think? I don't think I know. And in fact, here's something I'd counter argue, right? All we've been doing is re-optimizing Gord's old content. Anyone can re-optimize their old content, and you can't go forward without first looking back. An arrow shoots through the air by being pulled back before it can shoot forward, right? So by going back and looking through these old things, I'm sure Gord now has a better idea of how to tag his more recent uploads by looking back at what didn't work. Think about it, Gord. You now know better tagging ideas looking back at things you're like, man, I would have never thought to tag it that way.
Yeah, actually, this is a great point. What it has shown me is that I'm going to exercise more long tail keywords that make sense and not feel that I need to be more generic to capture thinking a broader audience. I do use the shorter tail phrases, and if the catch of the net is not too large, I think it's okay. But it may be just too generic that people aren't keying it in to look at my kind of video because they're not clicking. Do you know what I mean? Like, even though the numbers may have been reasonable, they may just not be in a search result, a general search result. They just may not be for my kind of thing. So you're learning that as well. So like, there's so much to learn from what this data is showing us about my specific video. And one of the biggest things, like you said, it's like, this is how someone else may look for your video, not the way you thought it would be. That's so revealing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So this was a great one. Look, make Facebook meme video, search rank 1. Right? Facebook.
Add it.
Yeah, I did. Oh, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
Okay, Facebook meme. Okay, so
Not
that's
worth
too
it.
general. No, not worth it. Best way to create Facebook meme videos. This is interesting, and I want to hear your input on that, Andrew. This is something that I
You're ranking
haven't
number 1.
used enough, is using qualifier words like best, better, advise, grow. Adding these qualifier keywords can make such a difference, and I know I don't use them enough. Like, I could be writing all kinds of videos for Camtasia and say best way to do this, or you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Things like that. So this one, I guess I'm adding that as well, right? And then Facebook meme videos, really? I didn't do that? Wow. Facebook social.
I would say
so look at this. Look at this. Facebook social.
I would say just go ahead and start adding them, Gord, because again, I don't think we need to. I think we've explained enough.
You want these all to be added, okay? Because
and then we can, because I think people are finding it more interesting, because I think we've established why we're going to add them. So I would get rid of. I would say look at what they're ranking, and we don't have to explain it anymore.
Okay.
It would just be if we find one that's interesting. So why don't we close?
Close, and we're gonna.
Because I'm sure. Let's look how many we. Yeah.
Look at this.
Sorry.
I think we have a few too many, don't we, Andrew?
Yes, and now this will get hard. What do we do if we're ranking all? I know what I'm doing tonight, retagging old videos. That's what Pam says.
The opportunity, I think, is just massive to help your channel grow. Holy smokes.
Look at where he was before.
This has just been a huge change. But now, look.
First, I would get rid of like the number 29, because that's really low in search comparatively.
Well, what about first get rid of some of the ones?
I'd get rid of all of the ones that aren't ranking, because they're just, if it's been this long and they're not ranking, chances are low they are ever going to turn over. But with your new strategy and what's already ranking and what's already working for you, because what TubeBuddy is showing you, these rankings, this was already a thing before you were aware of it. Now you're aware of it.
Yeah. And again, like, my perception may not have been what the reality is of how people are searching. So now I'm down to 576, and every one of these has ranking. Right?
Get rid of number. Yeah, and this is, Gord, what a first world problem. Oh no, I have too many options in search rankings.
Yeah, really.
I'm sorry, Gord. I can't relate.
This is a healthy problem, but it's like, no, I want to extend to this.
Now you're like, I want all my tags, but you only get 500.
Okay, so here, Facebook memes videos is a typo kind of thing anyway, so I'm going to get rid of that. And I just need one more to go. How to make a Facebook meme.
This is hard.
Or Facebook meme marketing. It's nice to have the marketing catch, but this one is number 6. But I guess, can we do, when you have a face-off like this, maybe you check the results to do a tiebreaker.
Yes, exactly. And also see how many views you've been able to deliver.
Okay, so results here. Competition is high. Search volume is reasonable.
Low search volume.
Low search volume.
Well, it's still in the red. Let's compare it now. Let's look at the other one.
Okay. So that was that the one we just did, or was it this one?
It was that one.
That was the one we just did. Okay.
Yep. Now let's look at 11.
Ooh, look at that.
This is a way better one to look for. I would get rid of
Yeah.
the other one then.
Yeah, that was my leaning. Because anyways,
People are
because
like, Gord is overranking, LOL, which you are, and there you
I
are. Now you're
am. Look at this, how many number ones. And some of these terms are just awesome. How to make Facebook video memes. Like, again, dumbfounded. Like, why didn't I think about it? And again, I know me was because when I see to say how to, I think that, well, after I've used a few how-tos, I'm going overboard. But not so. Look at how many ways people are using how to. I'm going to be using how to a lot more.
And I
Okay.
haven't revealed anything new. I've just shown you what's been working that you were unaware of, thanks to TubeBuddy. And you can get TubeBuddy at tubebuddy.com/Gord Isman. Also use Gord's Buddy for 20% off on any license.
Thank you for sharing that, Andrew.
Go ahead and save these
Well,
changes because
and
a lot of people will forget to save changes. So
that would be
please make sure.
catastrophic because it's going to be interesting to see how this video grows because there's so much we've changed to this. I'm really excited. Look at all of those ones. It's awesome.
You're so excited. Like you were hardly ranking at all before we changed this. Now look at you. You overranked at one point.
I had one. No,
I said I never said you weren't ranking. I said you're hardly ranking.
Yeah.
I chose my words carefully, Gord. I wasn't going to say you weren't.
No, so I mean, like this should automatically start to catch a lot more views.
Car Galaxy, that is, I've sent it off. That I don't have the ability to fix that. All I can do is patch it through to the right people. So I sent it through. I'm assuming they are looking at it. And all right, since we're on a topic of memes, Gord, you wanted to do. We got to talk about something pretty important before we get into some YouTube channel reviews.
Yes,
if you want us to review your channels, please put it in chat. But Gord has something.
Before we go there, Andrew, the other night, Andrew had an incredible session on with another gentleman. What was his name? Aaron. What was Aaron's last name?
Aaron Goldstein.
Aaron Goldstein. And they were doing channel reviews, but with a focus on, I guess, thumbnail branding, right? That was the important thing. Five criterion thumbnail branding. And Nick Nimmin joined the call, and then it got into just a world of fun beyond imagination. And where was Nick, Andrew? He was out hiking or something, right?
Yes.
And so Andrew and Nick threw his hat in the ring and said, "Okay, guys, go ahead, tell me what you think," right?
Yep.
And so take it from there a bit, Andrew, and tell us like what transpired.
So I was realizing that Nick on his channel reviews says a lot of things like he preaches that you should, include when you upload all these things. That I look at his own channel and he wasn't following them. And so now Nick says he's going to review my channel very harshly. So the TubeBuddy Civil War happened. And you can either stand with me, Can, or Nick. So let us know in the chat or in the live replay, hashtag I stand with Can or hashtag I stand with Nick. Gord, you've been looking at this topic.
Yeah, so I thought you gave a very, very objective review, and it was valuable. And I think Nick even acknowledged that he would, need to practice what he preached on that angle that where you were giving feedback. So I stand with Can. So I'm going to add something here. So where do I do it up here, Andrew, or towards the bottom?
I would say do it in the bottom. Let's keep the chain going.
Okay, so I stand with Can, and look at the interesting characters here. Look at who's this?
What
Andrew
happened to Roberto?
Who's that? Roberto.
Roberto Blake. Look what happened. Never forget why we're fighting. Nick's team shot Roberto Blake out of the sky.
Look at this one. He is my friend. So. Look at Doug. He looks like he's ready for action.
Doug is. So I would reply to the photo of Doug.
Your
right
one?
There.
Or which,
I would reply to the one with "So was I," the one that says "So was I."
Yeah, right
and
here.
Gord is ready to join the fight.
Yes.
So the reply.
So okay, so I'll go hashtag I stand. Oh, not with Trump. That's interesting, Andrew. When they're keying in "I stand with Can," they have a choice between you and Trump.
So you can follow me on Twitter if you want to see more of the hashtag TubeBuddy Civil War. And Gord has. Oh gosh, Thank you. And now Gord has to reveal who he is.
So is Nick. Oh, hold on. I want Nick Nimmin, right?
Ooh, yeah. And then you know what to do, Gord. The lines are being drawn within the YouTube reviewing and
So
YouTube
now
roasting.
I have an image for this lovely cause.
Gord is vision. I think this was a great way
I do, well,
to segue from.
I do see long-term peace here. with
Yeah, once Nick admits.
with my vision. Okay.
That's perfect.
Reply?
Go for it.
There we go.
So if you want a channel review, now that we have taken a little, breather, because we
fun break.
because we had a lot of definitely had a lot of stuff to go over there. Pam says I'm too scared to pick sides.
We're expecting Pam to jump in the ring.
Ooh. Gauntlet is thrown. So, Gord, I think we can actually throw it back to us now while we're waiting on channel reviews.
Okay. So I'm going to go into OBS.
Correct.
And find my way back. There we go, Andrew.
And now you can stop sharing on Skype, because when we do channel reviews, I'll take it over, and then we can just easily...
Okay, so stop share on Skype.
Yes.
Call.
You don't have to hang up. Just click the...
Cancel?
Yes.
Oh, no. It says start or cancel. I think it canceled it.
Okay.
What are we seeing in the stream?
No, you're still sharing it. So here, why don't I take over?
Okay.
On Skype. So now I have taken over. So now all we see is your icon. Now go to OBS and switch it to be proper.
Okay. Here I am. Now what do you see?
Now I see me on the big screen, and I think we are good.
Okay, and we're in motion. Good.
All right, we are waiting for them channel reviews. If you're wondering, my light went out. We've been recording. We have been on for a while.
Yes, we have. But we wanted to allow this opportunity if anyone wanted to get some feedback from the two of us. So
actually, Pam is up for the task.
Oh, that's awesome.
So go back to Skype and share so I can... Or actually, I'll just bring up Skype to share screen.
You're going to share Pam's, right?
Yep.
Don't worry, so now, for me to do that, though, Andrew, I have to, like, the screen...
Go to OBS the same way we did it before with that new thing you created. And then once we are good, we will check out Pam's.
I'm there.
All right. And I'm just waiting for the stream to catch up. So I'll move the stream over here. That way we can keep up to date. So we are looking at Pam's
Is the stream caught up?
The stream is on OBS and Infinite Windows. I'm still waiting for it. Stream is caught up.
Awesome.
I would say, Gord, if you can,
yes,
there is a little on Skype. There is a way to minimize the sidebar there.
Yeah.
Go ahead and click on. You see that where my name is? There's like this orange dot on to the right near the screen. On the screen. Get out of that. On the screen. Yes. No. Trust me, Gord. On the screen.
Up here.
Right. No. Right on the screen. Near Pam. On the screen. Gord.
Yeah, okay. It's not visible on my screen. What you're referring to?
No. Yes, it is. Perfect. You figured it out. Good. Perfect.
Yeah, I've already shrank it, so maybe it's just delayed.
It's very badly delayed. Are you?
Yeah, it's already minimized. It's been minimized for a bit.
Sorry, everyone. Little bit of delays. Michael says he sees it. Perfect.
Okay, great.
So.
Okay. I just love the color here, first of all.
So what we're going to look at objectively, just to give everyone a taste, is we're going to look at a very surface level. So we're going to make sure that if you have a channel trailer, is it being accurately described to whatever your title is, right? Is your branding consistent across your videos? So that's all that matters too. So this is called Pam, named after Pam. Makes sense. So Pam, because this is her channel, very accurately featured prominently. I like that. I like how the colors of her banner match her hair. Gord, what do you think of the branding?
Well, first, I just love the colors, and I know Pam's work well, and the stuff she does, and she's featuring an sample product with the it's I think the proper term is needle felting. Is that right, Pam? I just want to be sure that I called it properly. What about if we
Well, you
go to
see,
about while we're talking here, Andrew?
well, you see, what we're doing is we're giving a first
Yes,
overview look. So
right.
you know
So
extra data, which is useful, but we're giving a first analysis because I've never
sure,
seen this show.
right. So
So
I love crafting your career, but I think if something gave it a tiny bit more specificity under there, that would be helpful to me as a new
okay,
person coming to the channel.
absolutely. So
And
crafting my career with what exactly? So Gord, you said check out the about, right? Because you know
yeah,
she does.
so I would come here, home of needle felting tutorials, needle felt supplies and equipment reviews, tips and advice, and selling your craft on Etsy. That's excellent. So it's a nice,
That
so
should be here, in my
yeah,
opinion. What do you
yeah,
think?
so, yeah, something additional, brief that would support that. What I think would be quite useful. You know what I mean? Um, Referencing needle felting and Etsy somehow in there would be really good.
And I like how she has images here. Maybe she can include more images of that as well. You know, maybe add it like here and here
Yeah,
so we have more of an idea.
yeah. Well, I'm also curious. How does this look on mobile?
Well,
Because
that
things
would
will
be
be trimmed
something you
back,
could
right?
exactly. So what we'd see is it cut off here. So
Yeah.
I like how we have more detail for, and in fact, I'm not sure if you meant to have this, but there's kind of actually a line that
Mm-hmm.
I can visibly see here where it's going to be cut off for mobile. So this is actually where it's getting cut off. I like how there's extra details here. So actually, since you are prioritizing this for mobile, that's fantastic. I like the
Mm-hmm.
extra detail, but I can't necessarily get an idea of what your channel is about just by looking at this. Now, looking at your channel trailer, it says how to quit your job in 2018. So we're going to use TubeBuddy's, what we practiced here with the first 200 characters. So we now
Yeah.
know that the
Well,
first
I can
bit
just I
of
just wanted to comment. So her crafting your career videos every week nicely fits in on the mobile, and then the dog on the right and her picture are not visible. So I understand you can't jam it all in, and you want it's
but
nice
no,
and
this is the
readable.
nice
Yeah,
bonus
it's
for us
great.
checking this
So I'm
out.
just saying, I mean, maybe the puppy could be moved tighter in on the right side, and that would be there and give more visual impact. I guess the challenge there would be is it going to be too small? And I'm sure
I would
I
disagree.
know
I like how she has it now, actually.
yeah, okay.
And like I said, it brings value for me checking it out on a desktop because if I'm like, oh, okay, I know this channel. When I see it on my phone, I only see this, but now I checked it on a desktop. I never knew that dog was there,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. True. It's a nice added surprise to attract you for sure. I love that. Okay, so go ahead,
So
Andrew.
knowing
You
what
were
we know
talking.
about descriptions, knowing what you know about descriptions, Gord, do you think she's optimizing this video? Because we're only looking at the channel trailer, right? So do you think this matches what we went over, which is the first 200 characters?
Um, well, she's I think it depends. She's trying to say crafting your career, so she's showing how crafting creates opportunity for people that I'm getting from wanting to leave their job to pursue a passion in creating like this. So I get that message, and I know Pam, so maybe it's better that if you see it differently, your reaction to let's hear,
Okay.
like I'm
So
curious to what
my
you say,
reaction
because
is
I understand that, and but I guess I know a bit about what's going on here too.
exactly. So I'm seeing, yes, it's cut on purpose. I'm watching on tablet and I can see the doggy says electric card store. It's not cutting off that much. Any chance of review? That will be next crypto chasing. So
Okay.
as we are here, so the thing is,
Hmm.
you know her. I don't know anything at all. So how to quit your job in 2018 as within relevancy to the channel is a bit confusing for me as a new viewer.
Hmm.
I'm sure that you're just featuring a new video, which makes sense. And in
Yeah,
that case, I
you
would
know,
just say I'd keep it, but seeing it's 5 months old, it's a little
yeah, maybe there
confusing.
could be a message that says, is how crafting you can start, something like crafting to start a new career, or a new, you know what I mean, about leaving job and to do something new,
So you
but
were
giving it a
saying like
little more context that's tighter to her meaning.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I think it makes sense to maybe say how to quit your job in 2018 why I left my job for a crafting career or something that ties back into crafting your career, right?
Right. I think
And
so.
then
And it's because of that emphasis on crafting your career and the double meaning of crafting, right?
mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we're going to look at the description, right? So she's targeting quit your job in 2018, which we see here in the first 200. But other than that, welcome to my channel. I have 3 weekly videos and help. This isn't doing really much for you in terms of search discoverability. The only thing that's actually helping you in your description, at least in terms of algorithm, is this, which
The
is
part at
not,
the bottom. Yeah.
is just this part, the part that I'm boxing in right now.
Right.
So you have all this, but it's not helping you in search. So I'd recommend really focusing on quitting your job here, at least in relevance to this, you know?
Mm-hmm. So it's because Aunt Pam mentions videos every week, and then she further subqualifies it to say 3 weekly videos.
But this
There.
isn't relevant
Yeah.
to search, right?
Right. For discovering her channel.
Mhm.
Right. So
So
she
I'd
could be
recommend
including language that's more relevant for the message of what her branding and what she's trying to attract people for into the channel.
exactly. And since this is a channel trailer, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be more displayed. So like the first 200 and there's that weird spacing thing that
Yeah,
I've
she could
got
tighten that
onto
up.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I'd say get this here, put this here.
Yeah.
Then I would say keep it more focused on how to quit your job. And let's look at how we're ranking for search results, right? So the thing is, and what I'm noticing, Pam, is you have how to quit your job in 2018. This will become irrelevant to YouTube in 2019, 2020. So yeah, you have 1 year of relevancy, but to make this evergreen, which I'm sure you want it to be, right? Gord, what should she focus more on? What is she really trying to say in this video?
Well, first of all, one thing, I mean, I guess her ranking authority, if you were using TubeBuddy, you could also go explore and see other options for
If she's
rankability
not ranking,
potential,
she
right?
has no authority.
Right.
I
Right. But
have one piece of authority.
she is ranking there, but it's just about how to quit your job in 2018, and it's not really accurately relevant to a lot of the amazing stuff that I know that Pam's doing on that channel.
So as
From a
Pam says, I haven't
subject.
looked at the trailer for a while, so SEO isn't good. Luxury card store is saying thank you. Haven't targeted that as a search term. What I would say, and like we mentioned earlier, let's go with the idea that how to quit your job, how to quit your
Or how I would tie Etsy and crafting message somehow into that title, right?
yes.
Like you said, something like how to quit your job and develop I don't want to say career again. How to quit your job and
And
start a
develop a career
business
in crafting.
in crafting on
Well,
Etsy.
no, we're
Right.
keeping it the career because on her channel it says creating your crafting career. So we
Right.
like that because it's just
Right.
reestablishing that creation idea. So I actually
That's
like what
right.
you said, Gord.
Yeah.
And then I have a few like be your own boss in 2018. Well, if that's what you're saying in this video, then is that more relevant than how to quit your job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Pam, you said that this is an old video that you haven't really looked at. Then it's something to consider, right?
Yeah, it's
Because
funny. I have the same kind of challenge on mine. Although I like my trailer, it's now like a year and a half old, and I think now because of the way I've evolved my channel, it's something we should all think about revisiting with a certain frequency that's relevant to if we need to update it. It's such an important ambassador piece to our channel.
so think about it. My
Mm-hmm.
main thing is, Pam, I think you have very clear going back to your channel. And Gord, since you know this channel more than me, I think it's very interesting. I can see where it's clear authority, but Gord, does she have recognizable branding outside of herself? So like when she's in thumbnail, I know it's Pam, but what about
Yeah.
when she's
So
not, right?
yeah, so I do see that nicely recognized in the first row there. The second row, I do see the concept of a theme repeating, but it seems very different. So I now all of a sudden there's no text, right? So there's like a consistency drop off, and then when we go to the third on pom pom animals, we're seeing again, sort of like another design. Like I'm seeing a variety of designs here, and I just like the idea. If you look at channels, like people like Nick Nimmin, so it's okay. Like let's say you go to Pom Poms, and then the below where she has the orange and just goes Etsy
I
tips, but
like
at
the
least
Etsy
that's yeah. So it's at least she's got a combination of things going on here. So what I wanted to say is, if you look at the how to needle felt and the so there is consistency with the way she's using the left side in the texting, and then in the playlist below or section below, she's just used now orange. But I would think it would be cool to see more consistency in the text application across all of the thumbs. I think that would help in the visual appeal of
I agree.
attraction on page one. And
I like how this, I believe this is something you've created. I would love to see your banner filled with your creations. That would definitely help with like, if I know these are your crafts, that's another layer of like, I go, wow, she created all this, you know?
yeah.
Now, Gord, I
Mm-hmm.
want to be honest. If you didn't know that this was her, if this is Pam's channel, could you tell me this is Pam's video?
No.
And that's the problem. I have
Yeah.
nothing that identifies this as your channel, Pam.
Yeah. So
Here I can.
yeah. So the thing is, so she's used her face on many, and many she hasn't. But someone like me, I use my logo for my branding. Pam's using her face, like. So I mean, somehow again, need to find more consistency in that application. Like meaning you
And
need to
you've
commit to
called
either.
this.
You're gonna, stay more
If you're going to
focused.
call it your name, you
Yeah.
need to commit to it. This is what you're saying, right, Gord?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's called Pam. How do you pronounce it, Gord? Since you sure you know.
Pam Duthie.
I was right. Okay, Pam Duthie. So since it's called Pam Duthie, put Pam there. Now I will say I like how you're using descriptions, but similar to video descriptions, you need to make sure that you are keeping it. I was told to get rid of the banner on the side of, so they are older ones. You see, the
Yeah.
thing is,
So it's just about like if you choose to want to get rid of that, right? Look, I have the same challenge. I started to do certain new thumbnails on a theme for all my YouTube strategy related videos, and I didn't put my frame that has my branding in it, so I dropped my consistency. But I know I'm going to be doing some updates. So Pam, I totally get that, and so I appreciate that. So are you telling us that the new design on the top row, go up there, Andrew? So
well, this is the new design. I like it because at
yeah,
least you're in it.
it's very powerful. I love the colors. The text reads out just like because of the way you've done the drop shadowing or the glow. It really stands out like those words. It's not too much word on texting on the thumbnails, and they complement the titles. Like that's working great. So is that Pam? Is that what you're saying? Are you going to?
I
Is
believe
that
so.
your direction?
So to not get too bogged down, my main
Yeah.
point, Pam, is I know like you're counter arguing a lot of the points. As a new user, I don't know any of the ideas that you have in store. I only have what's in front of me. And let's say that this is the first video I ever see of yours. There's no way I'm going to easily recognize within succession in this playlist that it's your video unless I'm in this playlist. If I saw this in search, if I click another video, I could easily become out of your watch circle. And let's say you had the best video I ever seen on pom pom creation, right? And pom pom animals. Well, I couldn't easily identify they were your content. So now I'm gone because, well, it wasn't because I meant to. It's just I saw a video I liked, clicked on it, and then I couldn't remember your name, and it's been another day.
Well, I think the
So
experience in suggested would you wouldn't notice, right? Because they're
exactly.
so different, right? But I can see that she's in transition. Did she answer about direction? And
But
I
again, being in transition doesn't matter because I, as a user, as a new user, that doesn't matter to me. It's
I
irrelevant.
understand. I understand. So I have this question for you, Andrew, because this came up on your call the other day, and that is, you guys, when you looked at mine, you said to me, well, my facial expressions don't match what my video's about. And I sat there and I go, well, and like this may be the same kind of thing for Pam. It depends on what you're saying. So I doing a goofy or a funny or a wacky kind of image is attracting on a thumbnail in a way, but sometimes it's hard to make a facial expression match the messaging on the thumbnail to be accurate. You know, you guys used that terminology. You said, well, how can you make a more relevant or accurate expression?
I think this is a great example of Rip Etsy. It shows outrage, confusion, which is a
Yeah, that's
natural
beautifully
response
done.
to
Yeah,
what this is.
it's great.
But where don't sell, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is a place of authority. Like you might think it's showing like I'm clear in my convictions, but it kind of looks like you're confused. Don't sell. You know what I mean? So again, it's important to kind of figure out that face. And I'm not perfect at it.
Oh,
I'm
I struggle
awful
with
at
it
it.
all the time. I have all kinds of I don't even know, like, you know, what to put for half of my things, you know, from a facial standpoint. So I try to mix it up or use one image that's a theme consistency. But I kind of like I do get it. I look at a lot of those and I kind of, they resonate with me. Well, I like where she's going with it all.
No, I actually
Definitely,
really
yeah,
like
I really
these
do.
as well, but I don't like when I can't see you because in search,
Hmm.
this is hard to know it's your video, Pam. Now, if you had a logo or something like Gord has, where even if you are blurred out, I can see, oh, it's Pam. Click. But as it is, it's just if I only saw this, because really this is blurry, so I can barely tell. At a distance, Gord, honestly, could you tell this is Pam?
No, but I can see why she's doing it just to emphasize what's in the foreground. But I still think, yeah, it's almost in a way kind of irritating. I'm just being honest. And maybe that might make people look too for it at it for that reason. I don't know, but I like, you know, I think we're pretty clear. I really like what she's doing on the top level there.
So if we were to give
Has
her a
Pam been
grade,
supplying any other feedback? I'm curious to
I've
hear.
been changing. She has.
Yeah,
She's basically been saying that she's agreeing. She's changed the most popular ones, but needs to change others, things like that.
yeah. I do like also what she's doing with the way she's done her descriptions as well, and
Yes,
the
I agree.
titling of her sections. She's done really well there because she's actually, you know, giving you something interesting.
Well, actually, I
Not
could counterpoint that.
Yeah,
So you like what she's written, but similar to video descriptions, playlist descriptions count in the same 200 characters, right?
right.
So since she's called this recently uploaded marketing, right? That's a
Mhm.
great strategy. But let's say, what does that have? The title and description don't match, right?
Yeah, no, I'm
So
referring to the sentence content that she's right. But yes, the title matching, it has to be.
the
They have
content
to
is good, but it's
correlate.
not
I'm
helping
saying
that.
the content concept of which how she's applying the messaging into those sentences. I was
That's
referring to
fair.
that. Yeah, yeah.
So
So
it is time for grades. What do you give it, Gord?
uh, I, I'm deferring to you first because I have a
All right, Gord says it's an F minus because
no.
he's not featured. So thanks, Gord, because Gord wasn't featured. I don't know. I try. I'm joking. I would give this genuinely. I'd give this a B minus, and that's just because I. This is a first. Like, there's some inconsistency in branding, but I can see there is some starting of greatness. I see that
Yeah,
there's a lot of good practices, but they're not like you're starting a lot of great. But the thing that's holding you back is a full understanding on those great.
yeah. I think I agree. There's a lot of really good that's going on here and some amazing potential. Like I can't wait to see when Pam does those updates and then it's just
And
going
it's
to all
clearly
nicely
working.
fall
I
into
want to
place.
also show
Yeah,
that.
she's doing awesome. 2.7K, and I know like Pam and I were growing at similar rate, and she's flying, and you know we're still in lockstep. So it's kind
And
of
who am
funny,
I to
isn't it,
argue
Pam?
with?
No, no, but literally, Pam and I were like within a few subs of each other, and we're still growing at the same consistent rate together. It's kind of
And
cool.
I'm just
She's
a
doing great.
1,000 sub channel. What do I
Yeah.
know?
You know what? And this is the thing. It's not about. It's really not about the numbers. It's just the fact that she's growing nicely is showing that she's doing great stuff, and the content is really what people are enjoying and appreciating, and the rest of this stuff is enhancing to, you know, just help things go to another level of success, and we're all striving to improve these things It's like an ongoing thing. And the thing that scares me, it's like with what Pam has to deal with there, if she's going back to apply the concepts, it's like it's a lot of work to bring and fitting that into a schedule, especially because she uploads 3 times a week. And that's pretty committed. I like it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we have
want to go-
Crypto Cruising, who asked for a channel review. So that is the next one. Gord, you never gave a grade.
I did. I said I concur with what you gave. I that valuation.
All right. All right. Just
Does it
keeping you
have
on
to be
track.
different, Andrew?
I don't know. It's up to whatever you believe.
Okay.
So today we are looking at Crypto Cruising. So I don't know this channel, Gord. I'm assuming you
I don't
do.
know.
Oh, wow.
I'm not familiar.
All right. So this is 2 fresh looks at your channel. So keep that in mind. And Pam says, thank you guys. You're speaking sense. Appreciate that.
Okay, great.
So apparently his name is Neil. So we are looking at Neil's channel.
Okay, cool.
So we're going to right away get rid of, don't look at this. We're only going to be looking at what's presented. So based on this, Crypto Cruising, cryptocurrency market news and reviews. So right away, I know what to expect, which is nice.
Yep.
I can see a theme, which is nice as well.
Yep.
And I'm assuming that this is his branding.
Uh-huh.
Would you agree on that?
I would agree. That's the messaging I get. I like the coloring combo. I like the contrast there. It shows nice.
I would say it's a little hard to see.
Yeah.
Maybe Neil himself.
Yeah. It's an interesting kind of color or filtering effect that he's applied there. I probably want to show a little more pronounced in that image. And I'm trying to figure out the message in looking at his expression.
Exactly. Also, I want to let this be known.
Yes.
If we're giving you our honest opinions, and a lot of times honesty hurts. I remember the first time my channel was reviewed, I took almost everything personally. And I was sitting there like, I know what this is, I know it's changing. But the first thing you got to remember is this is what you're presenting to everyone. Your intention does not matter. What matters is what is being displayed. Because I can intend to win $1 million, but until I win $1 million, that's just intent. So, looking here, I know it's about cryptocurrency market news and reviews. So I want to look at the about because I think that's a good next step. So the about says news on the crypto market from Bitcoin to altcoins. We guide you through the basics of how to start trading in cryptocurrencies. I see we a lot, which is a little confusing since I only see one person here.
Look in the profile icon. Do you see there, Andrew?
Mm-hmm.
Is that there's
That's the same image here and with the branding.
Oh, okay. So you know what? I couldn't tell that it was the branding in the top corner of the profile icon.
Mm-hmm. Well,
maybe it's just my vision. I couldn't make that detail out.
And I'll make this a little easier for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's better. Now I can see more clearly.
So,
yeah. So I'm just saying, I see that now. I see that now. I'm not sure how that shows up on a comment if they can actually make that level of detail out, but I see it conceptually. Yeah.
Yes. So
I'm trying to understand the expression, Neil's expression. I find it interesting.
It's interesting. I don't know if it's confused. I don't know if it's it doesn't make me feel invited. It intrigues me. So I think he's going for
and I'm trying to figure it out exactly.
So looking at your channel trailer, I'd say was the next thing. This is called Crypto Cruising, right? And I don't know, is this a public channel trailer? Is it a unlisted one? Because some people do that. I always recommend going public because if people see me, I want them to see me based. Okay, so it's unlisted. So this isn't a fair look at this. I would recommend making it public because if people type in your name, this should be a great show up. So I would type in Crypto Cruising channel trailer, right? That way, if they're typing or looking for the channel, it shows up. Because having this represent your channel being one of the first things they see, this is kind of like your mission statement. In an email, you always lead with intent. Your channel trailer will tell you your intent. So with that, just kind of looking here, social trading cryptocurrency. This doesn't relate back to the title, so keep that in mind. I want to see what he's ranking in. And Gord, what do you
Well,
think about?
there is correlation with the term crypto. Um, so,
But barely.
yeah, I think that I'd want to have more information.
He needs to be maximizing those 200
Yeah, because I
characters
mean,
he.
that's what shows up in the search list. So you have opportunity there to provide a lot more of that detail, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
and
no,
also
and
since
at
this,
first I was always like about visual spacing and how I was doing that in description, but when I discovered that, you know, that shows up in search, the rest of the stuff doesn't until they come and look at it or click in.
Mhm.
That you really, it's a great opportunity to utilize. So I don't mind cramming and jamming from a standpoint of that first short thing, and I guess being, you know, concise and on point is helpful.
And so I noticed you have tags, but the video is unlisted. So unlisted videos don't show in search results. So having tags here, it makes me believe you want this to show, but
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
is Neil responding to any of the curiosity that we have about that being unlisted?
Not that I can see. He said he's thanking Pam, but I'm not seeing any comments. So all I have is what is being presented. I'm sure this is a good channel trailer, but it doesn't have what it needs to be successful. It doesn't have a high res thumbnail. There's no info cards. There's no end screen. It wasn't shared on any of the social medias. There's no pinned comments. These are all things that are important, right?
Mm-hmm. It's opportunity. Yeah. Okay.
And
So
it's missed. So back to the channel.
okay. So now I'm curious. So Neil's chosen to go with a vertical format here. How many videos does he have? Like maybe we can just see a little more from a bulk standpoint to get a sense on what the big picture is here.
Now this is a newer channel from what he told us.
Mm-hmm.
3 months old, I believe.
Okay.
He has a lot of videos,
Oh,
but
nice. Okay, cool. So, yeah, so it's funny, and I guess this is opinion. When you have like so much more video, um, scrolling down in the vertical.
so I'd actually
Yeah.
ask you, Neil, not to change things as we are reviewing because it makes it a little hard for us to see what's going on because sometimes it could lead error 500, which I know Gord we've hit before. So just be wary. So he said he's changing thing on the fly. He said he's not saying much because he is focusing on keeping things, you know. So he said he changed this. Oh, this should now be public. And now
Oh,
since
okay,
it's
great.
public,
That's great.
it's
Published.
it's
Yeah, there we go. And he's got a
it's
ranking already.
ranking.
3 on Crypt P cruising.
Well, I don't
If that
know
was
if
meant
it's
to be Crypt P or crypto.
I think it meant to be crypto. It has very low results, but it actually has some search volume. So actually, if that was a mistake, congratulations on finding something that worked.
Well, people make this is a perfect example, Andrew. The O and the P are beside each other on the keyboard.
And I noticed that you updated this to be a little better, but I want this to be packed with information. I want this to be crypto cruising
Well,
channel.
what about replicating some of the detail from his about page? You seem to have the details there to give a more solid message, right?
Yeah, so like I'm saying if you're about crypto cruising, crypto for beginners. That'd be a great, if that's what this video is about, that's great. Starting in the cryptocurrency market, that's great. Let people, when they think about cryptocurrency, I think, man, I got to go to my buddy Neil. He has my back.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's
I
what people
love
think when they
crypto
see your
cruising.
channel.
It sounds awesome, just
It
as
does.
that, and maybe um,
It's a
so.
great name.
Can we go back to the channel art too?
Yes.
The first page. So yeah, and he has cryptocurrency market news and reviews. But if we went to the about, can you go to the about, Andrew?
Now he's
And,
updated it.
yeah,
So
news on the crypto market for Bitcoin to altcoins. We will guide you through the basics of how to start. See, like he needs to put some of that right into the
yeah,
channel, into the channel detail,
yeah, I'd agree.
and I think that would make a nice bonus. Now the question is, how many videos does he have? Does it show you?
It doesn't tell you.
Okay, but it looked so beautiful when you clicked on the videos. I just love the way he's using the text, the contrast. Can you go there in the video list? Sorry, on
Well,
the full
no, no,
blown.
no. I'm not gonna go there because that's not what people are gonna see, right? So we're
Oh
only
yeah,
gonna
no,
display.
but I'm doing this to make a point about the channel page, the home page. I am. So I just wanted to go there for a sec, if we can. So do you see how he's used the blue and white themed, and then scroll down? If you scroll down, then he's also got sort of the I don't know what the sort of teal. Is that a teal kind of green? So he's using different themed of the texting and the contrast, and it shows nice. So has he applied that in a consistency in his playlist, or how that appears on the homepage, the way he's sectioned it?
Well, no, because I'd also recommend. I hate vertical uploads,
Yeah,
and
I
here's
was
why,
going to
right?
say the horizontal approach will have a much more visual impact to attract people, because the energy and the colors that he's using to me is very attractive
So let
to
me go.
draw the
I'm.
click.
I want to prove a point. I'm going to zoom out, and I want to show you how many scrolls it takes me to get to the bottom of your channel. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Took me 10 scrolls, and most people they see here, if they don't see something they want, they do this, and
Right,
you've
and
lost.
he could have many fold the volume of videos presented on the channel page to show
Absolutely.
people the depth of his catalog, and that was one of the points I think is relevant. And and also, so when you go to the bottom, can you go to the bottom again, Andrew? You're at the bottom.
Yeah.
So there's only, okay, so it's all playlists that he's
And
showing this way, right?
and he should be displaying it, and I'll show you how both
Yeah,
Gord and I do it.
I was just
It
realizing that it's only playlists.
You should show it in like a vertical view like this, like
Yes,
Pam did, like all of us do. And because then they can see the wide range of your content, right?
right. And then
So
so then he's leveraging the real estate, showing a lot more thumbnails. There's so much white space on there. He's using that losing that opportunity to market all that he has, and by um, and maybe if he wants to use the playlist thing, he actually creates. Obviously click on playlists, but he could.
he has playlists, he just doesn't have
Yeah,
them
but
featured.
most of what I see here listed are playlists, not
Yeah, he,
right. Those are mostly,
yes.
except the uploads. The rest are all playlist lists. He could have one horizontal list of the playlists
No,
if he
every
wanted to
playlist
feature
should
that.
be
Yeah,
horizontal.
yeah, right. So
So I agree.
yeah, so yeah, and I think those things are going to just have a huge impact on the presentability of what he's doing, and it's
I
very
think it's time for a
intriguing though,
grade.
his image. I find it very intriguing.
So, which I think might be the purpose, which
Yeah,
if so, good
yeah,
job. If
yeah,
not, then
yeah. No, I kind of like it. There's a subtle, cool feel to this. Really cool.
all right. So
Yeah,
it is time for a
great.
grade, and I know what Gord's giving. He's giving him an F minus. Where's Gord?
You keep.
Hashtag where's Gord?
Hey, I'd be guilty of this every time. You already grilled me on that, Andrew, the other day. So I don't use that. That doesn't apply here. To me, I see he's so close, because he's done a lot of the great work on the thumbnails, and he's not far off. It's just a little reorganizing, I'd
Great
say.
question.
Yeah.
Car Galaxy Studio asks what tags should be in your intro video, channel tags, video tags, or both, and how they rank for them. If you have a channel tag, make it relevant. If you have a channel trailer, depends, is it just a selected video or a specialized channel trailer? If it's a specialized channel trailer, you need to make sure that all the content you want to talk about. So if Gord, for example, if Gord has a channel trailer, you should talk about his success through live streaming, because he live streams. So you should talk about his live streams. You should talk about Camtasia, and you should talk about his personal self, because his channel is named after him.
Hmm.
Then his tags should be Camtasia 9 tutorials, things that are relevant to what his channel
Yeah,
does,
covering
and
the
things that
cross
will also
spectrum to pull it together.
exactly,
Yeah.
and things that will also rank for that channel, because your channel trailer is just another video, and you want it to rank as well. So it's a not as simple answer.
Yeah, I think that one would be a tougher one, because if you are, depending on how focused your niche is, right? So for me, because I'm covering video editing, Camtasia, video marketing, and YouTube, that's quite a diversity, right? If I did, I'm not just going to have my channel tag say Camtasia, but the thing is, I need to be careful not to go too generic either, to not be found. So
And luxury
now,
card store
now,
brings up an interesting point.
what's that?
Keep going, though, Gord.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So I'm saying this is an interesting thing, and now because my channel has been out, I'm going to revisit that whole process for determining how to tag my channel trailer.
And Car Galaxy says, I see the intro channel trailer as a gateway to the channel. It is. Perfect. And Luxury Card Store says, although you guys are experts, I actually hate the horizontal view format because it's too much to process. And that's your opinion. And our opinions are what we think. And opinions are just that, opinions, right? However,
exactly.
I do think it's interesting to think about this. You want your channel to display the most of your content as possible. And unfortunately, statistically, vertical limits what you can show.
Yeah, well, how long do people spend? Like, they scroll, whip down, and if
that's a great question, but
but
YouTube would not let us know.
And you know, Crypto Cruising, Neil has a significant catalog of videos. I scroll down here, I just see a handful of things, and I go, is there much here? I didn't even connect that they were playlists, to be honest, just because that's the way I mentally am looking for video when I look at homepage. So that's why I would have playlists consolidated under one list. But you have playlists as a list, but that's another page, right? So he does have that. But look at all of this stuff here, right?
Yes.
I mean,
so to give you an idea, there are 6 videos here, and he has 7 rows, right?
So
and 1 row isn't. So he has
near 40 videos,
36 pieces of content.
Yeah.
And then plus 3 is 39, right?
Yeah.
But all we see on his homepage are 8 videos.
Yeah, 8.
Because I just counted.
We'll call it 8 thumbnails or 8 visual representations of what's there. So I'm just saying, I would see it as an opportunity to have a lot more stronger visual presence in showing the diversity of his content, and I think it's a great opportunity. It'll be exciting.
So what is the official grade, Gord?
Well, I think he's. Is that you? Is that what you're doing? Is that an arrow or
Yep.
a C minus?
Oh, that's an arrow. I guess Gord's giving a C minus.
No, I'm giving I like a B or a B plus here, because I see it's not far away from really looking great.
See, I completely disagree. I give it a C minus.
Okay.
And the reason is a couple of things.
Okay.
Let's take this out of a Zoom, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, since all I can see is sometimes I like the background and I like what I'm seeing. I like how there is thought between it,
Mm-hmm.
but IOTA explained in a nutshell. This might be I don't know what that means, right? And it says explain in a nutshell. Is IOTA an acronym? Is it a name? Today we look at IOTA in a nutshell, giving you a quick description of those, what the difference between a blockchain and IOTA's tangled. So, right. So it shows me IOTA explained, but my problem is it's a little difficult for me to read. And on mobile, which is even worse, it's, for me personally, I give it a C minus because I think that it can be a little almost too busy in the thumbnails at time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of my logic there.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying I think a few tweaks and he brings.
Oh, again, you're like I said, we don't have to agree all the time.
Yeah, sure, no, and we appreciate Neil being open to allow us to share some of our perspective, and thank you.
And you see, Neil says if you're looking for crypto, you know exactly what it is, but your channel trailer says crypto for beginners, right? So that would that's a little confusing, right? But I do see news on the crypto market, Bitcoin and altcoin. We guide you through the basics of how to start trading in all cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, he's updated that.
So I would say crypto cruising - news on the crypto market, because you're calling this crypto cruising and you still haven't changed this. So either change this to make it more searchable,
or repeat
which is why I said crypto
and extended it in the title. Yeah.
So I would say crypto cruising, and then focus on what you want your channel to be. But because you had a tag, crypto for beginners, I'd say crypto cruising - crypto for beginners. All right.
Yeah,
I
or
think
it could
that's a
even have
solid
the
channel.
tagline component on the screen: crypto hyphen
Have them both.
cryptocurrency market news and reviews for
Again,
beginners.
you're
Yeah,
establishing authority here, so
yeah,
I'd say have them both.
yeah, yeah. Okay, cool.
Perfect. All right. So, anyone else want a channel trailer or a channel review? All right, it is time, Gord. I know while we're waiting, Gord, you're going to be reviewing this channel. Tear it apart. Good luck.
I am.
Yep.
This is putting Gord on the spot.
What do you
Oh, yeah,
think?
okay.
To be
You
honest,
want me to? Really, Andrew?
go for it. I'm down.
Oh
I can
wow.
take it if I'm going to dish it. I can take it.
Okay, this wasn't in our plan.
Exactly. You got to have a little bit of fun, Gord.
Okay, well, I really like your um, okay. I do. I as seen on Weekend Game and TubeBuddy film travel motivation. So as seen on a Weekend Game, are that well? I know that's your game channel, right?
Hmm.
So, but at first, I wouldn't known that's telling me to go to another channel, just from a general
Hmm.
observation. Um, I do like how well your name stands out as a brand in the filmmaking metaphor images that you're showing on the left side and TubeBuddy. So it's crossing all of those angles, which is what you're trying to package yourself as, from what I can see. I'm not sure. Okay, so yeah, and you even have the gaming association there on the home banner. So you're packing a lot together here, Andrew. Um, so it's a very unique mix, interesting mix of what you're putting together, right?
Hmm.
Okay, here we go. He's being
As you can
very
see,
quiet. He's not going to give feedback. Okay, so
I mean,
recent
I know what
uploads.
I think. I think it's a triple A plus, but I'm biased.
Yeah. No, I'm making some observations because I compare it and I'm thinking about my channel as well in the
Hmm.
context of because mine's like a mind you I have a variety of things too. I guess you got to be objective about that. And that's a cool number, 1777 in the subs list. Um, just an observation. So I notice you're using now these interesting kind of rectangular thumbnails that really sort of grab my attention in the can collab. I kind of really like how that pulls those things together. So that's going to be, and you see, I can ask you questions directly, Andrew, because you're right here talking to me.
Hmm.
And so can live. So is that now going to be a consistent application throughout?
Yep.
Okay, so that's cool. So those are recent uploads. I get it. Okay, now scroll down so I can see. So Lori's legacy has a very interesting, different standing. You know, Andrew Can's short films. These all sort of look very independent. I wouldn't know to tie them together to you. Um,
Hmm.
and I'm just curious, is that intentional or what? Where are you going
So
with
this
the
is that's a
messaging
great
on
question.
the thumbnails
And
here?
so these usually films usually stand alone.
Right.
And this so I agree. And this is something I'm bad at. And I can admit it, I don't have an easy way to one, have a very powerful independent film,
Mm-hmm.
kind of cover for like festivals, and then also tie it back into the brand, which is my personal channel. I can admit that.
Mm-hmm. So I'm curious, how does competition look like? That's why I said when I look at your mix of gaming, being a filmmaker, and TubeBuddy educating us and a level and a traveling, it's an interesting combo to like. I mean, if you were to brand it, the branding would be just a generic thing, more applied all around.
Mhm.
Um,
Whereas
and
I
you're
have
saying you
more
may not want
generic
to
branding.
achieve that applying it to your film stuff. Do you see what I mean? So
Yeah, because these stand alone in film festivals compared to this series, more of a series thing, right? So
yes,
I do admit I got to find a way to tie these all together. When I do, I'll let you know, but it's hard.
yeah, because I look at Laurie's legacy and I very much think about like the cover of a thing for a film festival, just like how it's presented there, right? And
Hmm.
then I look at some of the other ones and I'm not sure. I wouldn't know to tie these together as they're all from Andrew, other than to notice that your name's there, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Next, Andrew's analysis. Okay, so I do love, again, the way the detailed descriptions for the sections that you have for the playlists, and the way you're doing that. Andrew's analysis, Andrew's adventures. So
Mhm.
again, you're using, for most of them, the three in the middle with the exception of the end. What happens when you scroll to the right on that list? Can you scroll? YouTube partner
To the
changes.
right.
Social. Yeah, the scroll button. Yeah, for the horizontal scroll. Yeah, okay. Go on YouTube.
So
So
someone
the
asked,
red,
I
black,
should
and white
create.
theme you're going for here, right?
Mhm.
And so I get that it's not entirely consistent in application, but I do see the tying together your faces on all of them, and okay. And let me just see the row before, Andrew Can's series. Okay, so this is where collabs. So Andrew's Ken's short films. Yeah. Okay. Vid Summit.
This is how I display all my playlists.
Yeah.
Someone asked if I
Yeah.
have a color.
I like you did it that way, that you call them series and not playlists, like just giving the perception that it's even though it's playlists. I like that you branded it that way, called it that.
So someone asked, said I should add a color icon or border. So on YouTube, that makes sense, but again, it kind of goes back to film festivals. They don't want that. So again,
Ah.
that's a struggle with this.
Mm-hmm. So I do see you are bordering a lot of like that. Your Andrews analysis series is bordered, as is most of your recent uploads.
Mhm.
Actually, it's a mix. So can on Airstream, okay, that
Oh,
live.
this is the more realistic. This again, but
So you'll be
as I
updating
said,
those,
it
right?
doesn't matter. Yeah, but this is the one I'm gonna update to. But as I said earlier, it doesn't matter. Intent does not matter. This is what's being displayed. You're absolutely right.
Okay, so short film. Scroll down, and again, okay. So you have interesting there. Scroll up a touch. Where was the one I just saw? An interesting new icon there. Akan's recent upload, social media marketing world, quest for Roberto. Now you have some kind of interesting visual in the top left corner there. I can't make it out visually. I do see there's a shape. So, is it for social media marketing world?
This is
Does
their
that
logo.
that's their logo? Okay. So I don't have their logo memorized by rote, so I struggle to see it, but I could make out the word world. But I do see that if you were to use that, it's now going to be an ongoing thing, and they'll all be branded that way to be part of a series, right?
Hmm.
So, because that's in recent uploads, that I presume is eventually going to be part of a series. So I see a number of, um, I guess, themes, can lives, can collabs,
Hmm.
conferences, right?
Hmm.
And you're just growing those out. So if the channel was filled out with more content in each of those areas, I would see
Which
something
falls
more.
into travel.
Yeah, yeah. I would see a more consistency of the application, but that's a recent upload list, so I get it. And
Hmm.
okay, so scroll down. So I'm just saying, like from a visual standpoint, I see a lot of diversity in what you've presented in visually.
Hmm.
Yeah, I do like the red bordering effect on all of that stuff, though. That's cool. There, see, now I feel it in Can's Adventures, the social media marketing world. Logo
Vid Summit, you may
consistently
reckon.
applied, so I get that feeling just like with the Vid Summit. That's cool. So that really works for me. And I guess when we look at the uploads, uh, that's given that you have such a diversity, it's okay. I was just trying to see that thematically that they had to look alike. So what was your perspective on considering something like you're using your face on most things, with the films being some of them an exception there, right? And
Hmm.
then your face is used for the branding there. Did you have perspective to put anything else in the branding, or that your
So
face
the
is?
branding
Yeah.
right now
Hmm.
for the adventure series is the same logo as you get
Ah, I
here. So
see.
you get the AK,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
you see that, and then bam.
Okay. Got it.
For this, great question. No clue.
Hmm.
And then for other things like collabs, it's very clearly here. where Can Live is very clear. I'm the branding because again, I called it my channel, making myself my branding. Very similar to
Okay.
what you do.
Yeah, so I would ask a general question. So when you put this channel together, knowing that it's the combination of things, like I could sit here and think that a lot of these subjects are kind of, well, can um, your short films, you could argue you could do an Andrew filmmaker dedicated channel if you really wanted to, right? But obviously, I guess the frequency of creating there, yeah, it's all under your brand, your name as the brand.
You see, I'm
And
not, my films are not the brand. I am, which
mm-hmm,
is important to note.
mm-hmm, yeah,
And that's why it's first. So they know when they see my name, the first thing they think about is
yeah,
film, then travel, then
yeah, and I get to and I've gotten to appreciate you that way. So like, I mean, I really like it. So I can get a lot out of the diversity of what you're doing because it appeals to me. So I do like it. It looks, very like
and I'm
professionally
giving
done.
Gord the grade F minus. Gord is not featured. I did ask someone asked why am I not subscribed to Roberto and then Daryl. It's because I have multiple channels and I'm subscribed to people on different channels. So to be asked which channel I'm subscribed to everyone on depends the day, to be completely honest.
Yeah. So you put your icon beside TubeBuddy of, it looks like Super Andrew.
Yeah, my gaming channels icon, which if we click, it's right here.
Sorry, where are you pointing? I can't see. Oh, there we
My
go.
gaming
Okay,
channel.
cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but
Ah, okay. Very cool.
all right, Gord, I'll accept my F minus.
Okay. He's
Because
forcing me to
Gord's not
give a
featured.
value. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go with I'm going with A minus, Andrew.
Ooh,
And the reason is just the it's just because of the few things you haven't sorted.
the
You know,
films.
yeah. Well, that, and I guess I'm seeing things are starting to fill out now that you have a consistency. Your channel has more sophistication, I think, than a lot. I, Andrew's sophisticated.
So Car Galaxy Studio asks, "What's my take on emojis and titles?" I already mentioned this earlier in the stream, but just to reevaluating this point is that as of now, YouTube ignores them. They just help you stand out. So looking at someone, this is the next person we're reviewing, and Gord, you know this person, so Gord, you will take it away. You ready, Gord?
Okay, Andrew's. Oh, it's Michael. Hey, Michael. All right. Okay. I love that color red. It's really cool. So
Okay.
so yeah, I know Michael's done a bunch of things to his channel. He has a diversity of things here. He has his show with Heather. It's called the H&M Show, and where he does a lot of live help videos, like he says. He has a game show that he does Friday nights, and then he has a whole tech side to what he's doing. Well, I guess those tech videos he sometimes publishes on days beyond just the H&M Show. So if we scroll down, let me see. Okay, YouTube channel intro. There seems to be no descriptive information there at all.
Yeah,
So I
that's
guess I'd want to know what's going on there.
even the title is a little
Yeah,
too
that's it's
generic.
yeah. I think that's not been well addressed. Okay. So I think thumbnail, everything. There's a lot you can do to help that out. Okay, so quick tips and helpful videos. Now, what Andrew? What about your take on doing hashtags in titles?
I mean, if you're an established brand and if that's trending, it's fine. But I don't know. Do you want me to put that in your videos so you see it more? Is that like a call to action? Usually hashtags are a call to action, so I don't know what the call is. And again, I'm a new user, so I had no idea what HMM show meant. The
Right.
most thing I
Mm-hmm.
got was the hashtag is featured here again, which is why I bring this up. Do I use that to call out to you? And since he's using red, I'll change the color real quick so it stands out.
Yeah.
Does
So
that stand out to you? Like I don't know. Like
Right.
I
So
recognize Google, I recognize OBS and Zoom. So the
yeah,
first thing I think,
yeah,
I
and
don't know
that
what this means.
correlates to tech videos. So I get that, but I also
So
know
the only
that.
things I
Yeah.
get are right here. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes. So um, the live help videos is very generic to try to interpret what that means.
Yeah, I have no idea what
Kind of
that means.
agree with that, with what you're saying there. And the thing is, he does this Friday night game show, but he also does um, it's regular on Wednesdays, right, Michael? Can you just ask him?
I mean,
I believe he is
you
consistent. He's there, right?
yeah, I see him here. So
Yeah. So okay, scroll down a little more. So I like the idea. He shows how the forecast of what's coming on his upcoming live streams, because he does a lot, and he has a lot of regularly scheduled stuff.
and I don't mind this since he talks about live help videos here. At
Mm-hmm.
least I know, okay, upcoming live streams. That makes
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And now look, oh, well, this is different. I see he's now changed Michael D. I see and resonate with that. I understand. It's a little tough to make out the Michael D. Um,
Well,
Maybe it's
I'm
just my
zoomed in, so
monitor. Pardon
let's
me?
go.
Oh, you're zoomed in.
I'm zoomed in, so this is how I'd see it normally on my monitor. And if I'm being honest,
I can't
I'm
make it
s-
out.
I'm squinting to read this.
Yes. So I would do something to Michael to improve how the Michael D, your personal branding element, if you're going to use something in the corner, whether it's a triangle cutout, like that's kind of like what I did, a frame with a triangle cutout, but I just used, for me, it's just my initials, but then my face is in the branding of each thumb. So one would argue you don't need it in both places. So if you're trying to utilize your face to the brand in the thumbnails, I would go for it more, be more pronounced, and probably use less, find a way to use less text in the actual thumbs, and your titles. So for example, the title there, the one you had the arrow on, add calendar to mobile Google Calendar,
Mhm.
right? So he's repeated almost the same text on the thumbnail, and why not have those
Yeah,
work in a complementary way
I agree.
rather than having to repeat all the information and make it be something that's a little bigger, much larger in font size. Obviously, white on black has got the contrast value, but always mixing in another color. But we see his red, black, and white seems to be thematically the branding colors he's going for
I To
across
be
a lot
honest,
of
I
it.
don't like these thumbnails at
Yeah,
all.
yeah. Well,
Just I
they're
love these. These
yes.
are good because I can recognize a brand. I can see what we're going over. These, it's so hard for me to decide what we're
Mm-hmm.
doing.
Right. So what I'm saying is we've already identified that the branding in the bottom corner could be improved,
Hmm.
um, because it's just not readable, and he's using his face to the branding twice, and the text is too dense and replicating the title. So I guess we're talking about, I would sort of go back to the drawing board on those conceptually. Is that kind of what
I
you're
agree.
saying, Andrew? Same thing.
Yes.
Okay. So yes, you're right. Like the H&M show, thumbnails are kind of fun, and so they do show in a different way and have sort of a consistency and look to them. They're very
Hmm.
different than the other stuff. So it's interesting because again, he's doing a multitude of things, and this is something, I asked him. I guess it's kind of tough that when you start to build your channel, and someone says, "Well, did you contemplate separating things out, or do you want them all together?" I guess it also depends on what your bigger picture YouTube why is, right? Are you
Hmm.
trying to build a business, or the perspective of being a live streamer? We all throw our own diversity together when you think about it, right? And
Hmm.
so I would contemplate, so for me, I've and that's what he's doing. He's trying to do a different theme for each focus. So the H&M shows look consistent, right? The game
Hmm.
shows look consistent, and so do the quick tips. I'm just
So
saying,
if I was to give
yeah,
advice on quick tips, I'd like this or the images you feature up here to
yeah.
basically be the mainstay because all this black space, from a professionalism standpoint, it doesn't look that professional to me. And that's just an opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I think that when you feature like in the corner, that looks super professional. So even just having more focus on that would be better. Because these look professional. That's the thing. Comparatively, this looks professional. This not so much. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So, for example, on that OBS thumbnail where he has the OBS symbol, and inside how to set up OBS virtual camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it is kind of he did do something different in the title description. So
Mm-hmm.
OBS virtual cam plugin, he can say, you know, virt, virt, set up or just a virtual cam setup. He doesn't
Mm-hmm.
have to give full details in like a whole how to set up OBS virtual camera. I get it, and that message is there. But if he was going to go for more brevity, he could do that and emphasize those graphics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm just finding like they're all very visually very different.
Yeah.
So the question is, do you try to bring them closer together, or allow that degree of diversity? Just as there's such a big difference across the style designs. I get the consistency in the themes, and that's kind of cool. So even though he's done that, he's done something interesting again on a few of the other ones. On if you look down, Google Top Contributor live sessions down at the bottom there, Andrew.
That's interesting. And I
Mm-hmm.
recognize
So he's
some of the
already up.
people he's working with,
Yeah.
actually.
Uh huh.
Huh. But you see, that just shows I recognize this person because of their brand recognizability, right?
Right.
So I don't mind this like little image, but my thing is I'd rather see you since it's called Michael Daniels. That's who I want to see, right?
I think almost
And
if he's using the caricature version or his face, I think you would be going with sort of. I would think if he's going to be putting his face on, you need to find a way to have consistency across the board.
mhm.
It's a very interesting challenge here. Like, what do you think about mixing the concept of the sort of cartoon caricature, which is very more artistic, and trying to accomplish branding in both ways?
Well, for me, it depends, right? Because on these videos, on these tutorials, I would like to see any kind of semblance of what we're actually using within the video itself. So show me a phone with maybe Google Calendar on it. Show me how to chat on live stream. So I see the live stream chat and I like that, but show me bigger. Show me kind of like maybe even a pointing to. Show me something that shows the actual subject you're talking about, at least larger and more present, because it is kind of, but I want to see maybe you in green screen lighting with the proper stuff. I want to see you maybe next to a chat log next to you. Just some, I want to see Michael Daniels, which is what I'm being
Yeah.
advertised, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So overall, I think we have a lot to look at. What is your grade, Gord?
I think it's your turn to go first now, Andrew.
I'm gonna give it a I'm gonna give it a D plus
Okay.
because I see a lot of great ideas, but I don't see I see individual ideas that are great, but no cohesive unit. And that's my
Mm-hmm.
main thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know Michael, right? So this is my first
That's
interpretation.
right. Yeah.
And if I was looking for this, like this is all information I'm heavily interested in. But if I was only basing it, and unfortunately most people judge a book by its cover, this doesn't look professional to me. This
Mm-hmm.
looks okay.
Yeah.
This looks great. And but the things I care most about are this, and I'm like, these look awful, in
Yeah.
my
So
opinion.
yeah. So I am gonna give it a C minus. There may be a bit of bias, but and the reason why I think it's because of the cohesiveness. I want to feel a more consistent cohesiveness across it, and I think, like you said, there's a lot of elements that are cool, but it's like I think he has to make some decisions to bring the themes to be things to fit together more as a unit, and I think there's been a number of good decisions. Sorry, recommendations. I think there's some decisions he has to make, and I can see it's a tough thing also because we already have something in place, and to do major changes is kind of interesting.
Exactly. And I know that again, like I said at the top, that I'm just giving you my honest opinion. You don't have to take it. Now, I did notice something. We're scored, so F my now.
Yeah, actually, I am Andrew. If you scroll down and you go into search my name in his list. Let's just see how that fares out.
Nope.
Oh,
What?
does that mean he's in the middle of doing a
There we
change?
are.
Okay. So see here, caricature me. I was a guest and did a live Camtasia tutorial. So that's on the H&M show.
But you see, even then, I noticeably see the branding. Michael says, I love the advice from someone never seeing it before. You brought some great points that will help. Thank you very much. Crypto Cruising. Well, I've changed all the stuff Andrew said, so hopefully it looks better. Well, it is not up for me to decide. It is up for your future audience. And the final call for channel reviews. We got one more in us.
Okay.
Gord, how have you been?
Pardon me?
How have you been? How have you been feeling about this?
About doing this, you mean?
Yes.
I'm feeling good. You kind of put me on the spot in different ways, but I'm getting used to it.
I challenged you.
My contribution was useful to people, and I'm
more than
enjoying it. And it's interesting. There's so many different perspectives and perceptions that can be applied to looking at something. And I think that's why understanding somebody's goals to how do they match the perception of what comes out. Whew, look at this.
So if you want TubeBuddy, did you know that Gord has a link that is tubebuddy.com/Gord Isman, and that you can use Gord's Buddy for an extra 20% off? I hope you did, because now you know.
Okay, so did you say there was one more we had to do, Andrew?
We are waiting on one more. Has Andrew been fed? He seems really grumpy. LOL. It's a good stream, guys. Crypto, I'm usually just, I try to focus on, I'm very fast speaking, so I apologize if I come off grumpy. A lot of times also truth or opinion, or not always, but my opinion can come off grumpy. It's just because it's how I feel. So feelings aren't fact. And if you can prove to me that what I'm saying is wrong, then I'm willing to change. And I think Gord's the same way.
Okay, so
I'm gonna give myself a channel review, Gord. So this is the TubeBuddy channel, which I've been mentioning passing, and we do a lot right, but we do a lot wrong. And I'll just be critical on my own self here, right? So check out our top 5 free tools. I think this is a decent video to hook people in because people always want to hear about free tools. I say we break down the free TubeBuddy tools to help you grow and rank on YouTube. Let us know what are your favorite free TubeBuddy tools, top 5 free. So I do my best to focus on top 5 free TubeBuddy tools, but I'm not sure if it's completely optimized.
Andrew,
right?
I'm just interrupting for 1 second. I apologize, but did Car Galaxy say that they want?
Oh, he stands with Nick. He's not getting a review.
Okay.
I'm joking.
No, but I thought you'd mentioned before. That's why I'm asking, because in case we forgot.
I know I don't know. Did you ask Car Galaxy? Because if so, we can definitely give you a review. In the meantime, we're just looking at TubeBuddy, just so everyone,
just confirm
if you want
yeah.
more.
Okay.
Yes. And as I said, the tips and the tutorials, tips and tricks, all here.
Yep.
You can see my ugly face, unfortunately. And yeah.
I get there's like a really nice consistent feel, color, the branding. It's pretty solid. There's only a few thumbs that look
Hashtag
different,
GrumpCAD.
What's that?
Hashtag GrumpCAD. All right. Car Galaxy Studios.
Was that a yes?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So first things first. I have never seen your channel, but I like Philip Bloom. So you have me here. I also like D for Darius. I know all of the channels you're mentioning.
I think that's an ultra cool banner with the hand up and the galaxy swirl. And
a variety channel, filmmaking, gear reviews, short films, how-to, and this one really caught my interest.
Yeah.
Because these are kind of all usually put together. This one's the interesting one to me. Captivating imagery and entertaining that's out of this galaxy. I kind of wish this was in a more easy to read font. Because, again, I'm super zoomed, but if I'm far away...
Well, just as the other text shows in a stronger contrast, so it's easier to read right away. So your eyes go straight to that right away. Yeah.
I'm kind of squinting at this one.
Uh-huh. Okay, so can continue, Andrew.
So as I continue to go through...
Go back to normal zoom. Yeah. Okay.
So the first thing I'm going to be looking at is video and film gear. So gear review. So I would put, since you have gear review as a segment, I would put this first, since this is what you're calling it, right? And then
I'm kind of cool with that video and filmmaking gear review. That's how I would probably have worded it.
no, yeah, I would word it first in this to own back to it. I like the
Yeah.
name of it. I just
Yeah.
don't. It's not being shown here too.
Okay, so looking at the thumbnails, I see there's a consistent branding using the bottom right corner.
Absolutely.
Do you have
I like the branding.
Yeah. Do you have opinion on bottom right versus bottom left?
Bottom right, I hate that I do actually, and I hate the fact that the timestamp kind of cuts it off and cuts into it. So I'd always recommend bottom left or anywhere other corners because of that.
I'm also wondering whether, like, he's taking up a big piece of the real estate in terms of that size of that
That's a
triangle.
really big real estate. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I think it can still be achieved because of the angles and the curves in the logo are still going to be recognizable, smaller.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be curious to know why you went with right side versus left.
Actually,
for
Nick
that
said
issue.
to leave it that way. LOL. What was Nick's reasoning? I'm
It'd be
just
good to hear
curious.
that. Yeah.
And again, Nick has an opinion as well. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. It's just I'm telling you mine, and Gord's telling you his.
What's interesting is Nick did my branding, original branding, and that is in the bottom left, my logo triangle for my branding with a frame. But I do, and it was for the reason of the timestamp that we went with that corner. Okay. So, are you scrolling down, Andrew?
So one thing I also want to say is I like how we're seeing a really different like view ratio across this series here. That's what I'm noticing. And what I noticed is that the text that's easiest to read and the stuff that's the most clearly displayed, like, tends to have better view ratios than, for example, this is kind of cluttered to me, where this one's a little more focused on what I should be reading into, right? Metabone's killer, immediately noticeable. Then I see what's killing it, right? And then comparatively, looking to customize the GH5, not as clear and concise as comparatively, you know?
Can we scroll down and see some more? Did we get any feedback on the bottom right? I'm curious to know.
He says, Nick also said the branding in the bottom right is good because it gives more to the left in my case, which I guess is fair. You could also argue moving it to the left would give more to the right in that case, would be my counterpoint.
So what happens is my eye first draws to the bottom left, but then it does push you back. Right. So I mean I do see that because of that being as pronounced as it is. It's sort of it's like almost like a prop holding the rest of it up. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
again,
an interesting, and it's different. That's for sure, right?
For sure. And again, I want to stress opinions. That being said, I think looking at your views, I think what I said, when it's a little more clear on what the topic is, I think your views are also reflecting that settlement.
I see a variety of like 2 or 3 different font styles being used, and I think I can see some of it has to do with the background. Like in a few of them, there's outlines so that it shows up behind the background, but it's kind of like meant to be an italicized font, and I'm just thinking so that there's I would it's easy to say, but a more consistent look to the feel of the font would I think help a bit. I am, the branding part is growing on me because it's an attraction across the board. It just takes a lot of space.
Yeah.
The feel, that's all. But I like the way the fish tank thing, like right away, because of the nature of his channel, the fact that he changed that up, I I totally get it. Like, I mean, that kind of is
And you
cool the
see,
way he's drawing
this
that.
is a video for me.
Yeah,
Selfishly, I have a beta fish named Barry. This is something I was looking for. I wish I knew you did this because then I would have actually used it.
yeah. And so let's see, short films. Scroll down more. Okay, so there's a okay, Frozen Niagara.
I
Oh,
can barely read Niagara here personally.
yeah, and that one. Niagara's not far from me. Where's Car
I,
Galaxy Studios? Is he in Ontario? Just curious to know where.
I don't
Check on
know.
on about. Does he share any other information there? Welcome to Car.
Yep.
Okay. There you go. He lives in Niagara region. Yeah, it's about an hour and a half from where I live. I'm in the Greater Toronto area. Cool. Okay, so
And
this is
then I'm
cool.
seeing gaming,
World of Warships.
which is a little confusing because I guess I wasn't told here, but okay.
Wait, what did this say on the top left underneath there? Imagery, entertainment. So that would fit into the entertainment.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and war at sea. Go up, scan up a bit. Yeah, and okay. Yeah, I like the feel of in the ones above, the thumbnails above that. I think there was another set for another game, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I mean I like the consistency, the feel of how he's applied the branding there. And I guess again the text is always a tough thing when you have busy images.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like that's the toughest part is making the images when they're busy, that to get the text to show. And his titles are nicely like well featured.
But ironically, some of the most popular videos I'm seeing have the clearest like indication of what's going on in video through thumb. And that's not again opinion, it's just these need help cleaning up. I might say add a background with that's transparent so this sticks out a little more, but
Yeah,
the views show that the simpler the thumb for you,
yeah.
but the simpler the thumb, but the more they are on topic, the better view wise they do.
Hmm. I do really like the way he's utilized the logo, the changing up of the logo, because I do feel it, because it makes me appreciate the diversity of his channel.
I agree.
Yeah, that's really nicely done.
Overall, I think it's time for a grade. I give it a B plus. I think he's doing a lot right.
Yeah, I really do appreciate what he's done here. I like it. I mean, just some of the changes with the fonting and maybe a little less information or crowding, and you know, it has that feel of like a nicely orchestrated channel. I'm gonna give him an A.
And Pam said something interesting. She said, I'd like to see some galaxy colors up here. I think that would be really cool because I see the
Oh yeah.
galaxy featured, but I think that color scheme would be really cool to see.
Hmm.
All right. And
Oh
Gord, it
yeah,
is
that's
time
good.
to show us, I guess, because I guess we are done with channel reviews.
Okay, let me go back. Okay, sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Finding my way. There we are.
All right.
Well, you know, first of all, for all of you that stayed or are watching this in replay, that have the patience to see. Oops, sorry about that. My phone just rang out of the blue. So no, that was great, and I really appreciate Andrew your coming on and we doing a deep dive into the tag exploration and suggested tags and fixing up a lot of old videos and showing people that there's so much opportunity. And you know, like Pam said, I got a lot of homework to do because I'm excited because now I can help boost my channel's performance altogether. And I'm hoping that in another session sometime we start to look at some of the other features like people were curious about. But I felt for serving the people today that this was a good way to go about it, and sharing your knowledge at the end as well, and me participating in doing some channel reviews was kind of fun and different. So maybe I'll do more, see how people respond to that. And so what's next for Andrew? I noticed that in our conversations, you were going to a lot of conferences with TubeBuddy, and so what's coming up? Like, you probably have a pretty busy slate
So
with
I
that.
am very busy
Yeah.
between the TubeBuddy channel, all three channels I run. So I'm going to be traveling a lot more with TubeBuddy. We got VidCon coming up. We have ClamorCon. We have Vid Summit, all the big conventions TubeBuddy goes to. So you can see me at any of those if you're interested. Say hello. I'm always willing to talk, meet new people, love meeting people in our community. TubeBuddy itself has a lot more tutorial videos coming out. We have a new series launching that is going to give you, it's going to be based on here's a YouTube problem, here's how TubeBuddy can help, here's how you fix it. So we're really trying to give back to the community. We always listen to feedback. And then on my personal channel, I'm doing more films, more travels, things like that. So you can check over there if you're interested in filmmaking, if you're interested in learning how to be better at YouTube or in film or in life in general. I kind of cover a broad spectrum there. So all that stuff can be found on either TubeBuddy, my personal channel. I also do live streams myself, and Gord, I would love to have you on one of those as
Oh,
well.
that'd be cool. So tell me, Andrew, are you working on another short film currently?
Yes, I am. I'm currently working on a film I've been meaning to work on for like 5 years now.
Oh,
It is
wow.
about how I was once overweight. I was over 300 pounds, and I am now not
Wow.
that much. So
That's awesome.
that is the next one.
Woohoo. That'll be an amazing story.
People are saying Gord should do some audiobooks. I definitely agree.
That'd be
Luxury
cool.
said I missed the first hour and a half, but I'm going to go back and watch it on the replay. I'd recommend watching to where we figured out how to
Well,
get
I
it.
think I'll find a way to trim it to make it cut out
Perfect.
our troubles getting started. But thank you so much, Andrew. I greatly appreciate it, and
Thank you so much, Gord.
it was great. And thank you for persevering through the challenges that we had today. And I still need to
We're a
figure
team.
out a few pieces, but it'll get better each time out, hopefully, even if this time we had a little step back in the process to get there. But we did manage to get what we wanted done. And for those of you that hung in and enjoyed it, I greatly appreciate your participation and your viewing. And if you liked what you saw today, click the like button. If you're not subscribed, I think a lot of the people that we saw here today are subscribers, and to my channel and Andrew's and TubeBuddy. And again, we appreciate you all, and thank you, and we'll see you again soon in another live stream or another tutorial video. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you so much.